it's so many elderly individuals that are at the hospital right now. And I said, oh, what's the majority cause? She was like falls and the flu and the potential for upper room.
And like I got the Sergei pictures, but we'll let Kool-Aid put those on the screen so people can see them better. I'll start on myself.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, I mean, not the Sergei picture, but the skates.
Yeah, this was just about the conversation yesterday. And like, cause, yeah.
That actually fun. Yeah, we're doing it beforehand, so when that comes
Nah, that looks good.
when that comes up, you ready for it and zoom in a little bit so he can show the color.
I love that.
Basically, anybody that
Like,
holds $20.
remember I told you like he was the first one. Like Sergei was a fucking rock star, bro. Like I watched hockey. My friends not so much, but they knew who the fuck Sergei Fedorov was because of the commercials, because of Anna Kournikova, and because of those skates. He's the first person that had that type of skate.
Yeah. I remember
They said they were heavy as hell, but
being at the Joe and Anna Kournikova was there,
yeah.
and everybody was like, "Oh my god, like she's smoking hot."
And yeah, 100%.
Hey, I imported the Sergei pictures so you can throw them on the screen as they talking, and I have them for the background.
Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown in the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Welcome in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. I'm the host, Braylon Edwards. My guy to the left is the man, the myth, the legend, Matt Shep. Matt, how you doing, man?
In the words of Kool-Aid, what up, doe?
You know what?
In the
That's
words
what
of
I'm
Detroit.
talking about. Shout out to my audio guy in the booth, and he is no stranger to this show. He is my guy, KG. KG, what's the word, man?
Yeah, man. Feeling good, man. Feeling good. And Sergei night was awesome from all the accounts that I hear. And Mike McDaniel's in town. So,
And you know
All
what?
accounts you hear. Did you not watch it?
yep, I did not.
Lock the door in Allen Park, ladies and gentlemen. See if we can keep that guy in there. Kool-Aid,
What up, though?
what's up, man? My right hand.
Hey, you just stole.
Best
You
side.
stole my line.
He said it
What's up
back.
with that?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. I'm telling you, it's a different energy when you walk in here. Those cameras get going, and Bray and Shep start the show, man. It's picks you up a little bit, man. Shout out to my guys.
Well, you always pick us up. What did you think of the Fedorov night?
I thought it was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I thought, you talked about this all, time healing all wounds. Not necessarily true, but it definitely is in this case. It was just fun to see. I think he's an individual that more than deserved, like the cheers. He took it back with the Corvette, man, kind of like it was in the 90s. Like that was a nostalgic piece for me, if you will. It was good to see him, good to see the cheers. When you're in moments like that, Shep, you never know how you're going to be received. Like him as a player, like you just think like, oh yeah, he's one of the greatest skaters of all time, one of the greatest players of all time. Sure, he'll go in there. This is easy peasy. You don't know what the reception is going to be. You're walking in, you're thinking about 1998. You're thinking about 1996. You're thinking about, what potentially could go wrong. But if you listen to those people, man, if you saw the elation on their face, those people missed Sergei Fedorov, and they were proud to celebrate the moment with him in its perfect time. The Wings are doing well. It just fit. It was
sometimes we get so caught up in certain times and spaces that we have a tendency to forget. And for you to be able to look back and you see the different camera shots of Brendan Shanahan and Chris Chelios and Larry Murphy, and you see Steve Yzerman, and you note that there's Nick Lidstrom there and there's Sergei Fedorov, and I thought to myself, those are 6 guys who are considered among the best hockey players of all time.
Yeah.
And all of them played
On the same
here, which I think is just remarkable, right? And really appreciative of them. I'm not saying that Sergei Fedorov is the equivalent to, Wayne Gretzky or guys like that, but he's a top 100 player, right? Steve Eisman's a top 100 player. Nick Lidstrom, outside of maybe Bobby Orr, the best defenseman, I think, of all time. Larry Murphy is among the best of all time. Chris Chelios among the best American-born players of all time. There's a lot of royalty in that building last night.
Yeah, there's a lot of royalty, man. But, I go back to the 90s. We talked about it yesterday. Sergei Fedorov was a rock star. He was the first one in the neighborhoods where, my friends, I followed hockey. Like I told you, I followed a little bit of hockey here and there. But all my friends knew who Sergei Fedorov was, whether it was Anna Kournikova, whether it was the Nike commercials, how fast he was.
Right.
Speaking of the Nike commercials, another thing that I didn't mention yesterday is his skates.
Yeah.
Now, I heard they were clunkers. But if you're not skating, if you're not on that ice, you don't know that. Those skates were fire. We got a picture of it. We'll put it up there in a second. But skates were fire. Everything about Sergei was clean. But even his name, Sergei Fedorov, it was just smooth.
Yeah, he sounds like a smooth playing hockey player. You're right. The skates, I thought the skates they gave him in the clear box, right, was really cool.
Yeah.
And how you had the Red Wing logo and you had him
Those
up
are
there.
fire.
Look at them joints.
Yeah, those are nice.
Look at these, Shep. If you didn't even play hockey, you would
I'll
see
buy those
those.
as a
You would
shoe.
see those in MC Sporting Goods or
Gotta have them. That's what you would say. Gotta have them.
I'd
Right.
buy those if they
1000%.
made it as a shoe.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at nothing else.
Cool.
I'll hoop in them.
You know what?
Cut the blade off.
It
and put
is
some rubber on
amazing.
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Look at that.
It is amazing how certain parts of an athlete's equipment ensemble can get you fired up. Because I remember when I was a kid, I wanted Converse Cons.
Okay.
Because Magic and Larry had them.
Yep.
Didn't like Larry Bird.
Dr. J.
Loved Magic Johnson at the time.
I love
so
it. Stand on business.
When you see the cons, I was like, and the commercial had something to do with it for sure, but there was a poster of them back to back like they had guns and they used the cons as the gun. To me, that was, in the words of Kool-Aid, that was fire. So I wanted those shoes, and I saved up as much as I possibly could to get those shoes.
To your point, man, drip is definitely a part. It goes hand in hand with the sports and the bringing people in, bringing fans in. I remember when Nike, I'll never forget this, the national championship game in 2000, it's Florida State versus Virginia Tech. Peter Warwick debuts the Magna Grip gloves. Remember the black and white ones where it was black, white, and then mixed over here? Man, I used to take those gloves, and I would take them to high schools. I would take them to camps. The kids would see these gloves and light up. I would say, hey, you got to do something special at camp. I got a pair of gloves waiting for you. They didn't care about the cleats. But those gloves, I'm lying, they cared about the cleats too. But those gloves, they were a game changer to that point. I wore those gloves freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, and my first 4 years in the NFL, I wore the same glove because they were that sweet.
Did you like them just because they were really good looking, or were they really high performance gloves?
Both.
Yeah.
Because they were trying. This was Nike's trying to compete with Cutters. Cutters was a company out of Canada, and Cutters was glue. You legitimately can do this, the infamous, and
Lester
nothing will come
Hayes
out. So
stuff.
this was kind of like their combatant to the Cutters glove, and you can catch everything with it. I remember the year I had the most drops in my career was 2008. It was a bad start of the year. First 8 games just was not good. I dropped.
Okay, A.J. Brown, I hear you.
Hey, I ain't dropped past in the playoffs.
Especially on third down.
Speaking of dropping passes last night, it must be something in the Ole Miss water because last time I checked, A.J. Brown was opposite of who at Ole Miss? Oh, that's right, DK Metcalf, the guy who dropped passing in the game yesterday. But anyway, no, I dropped in the first 8 games of the season. It was rough. I switched gloves that year. Nike came out with their next gloves. They were going to be the next ones, and they had a black tack to it. These gloves were, what's coming. You know what's my favorite word? Trash. Those gloves were trash. I blamed it on the gloves. Everybody say, yeah, the gloves make the difference. Well, the last 8 games of the season, I had 0 drops. I went back to the Old Faithfuls.
Of course.
Went back to the Old Faithfuls. But, yeah, those gloves were fire, man.
So there's, I'm sure there were a ton of kids who saw Sergei Fedorov's white skates and said, got to have those. I thought it was a nice touch by the Wings last night to have everybody. It was just in warm-up because if that stuff falls off, that's a serious problem.
Yeah.
But I thought just in warm-up, you had the white accents on the skates, and then everybody at least had 91 Fedorov on their back. I thought it was quite a tribute. So
if you're gonna do something, do it all the way the right way.
Yeah.
Like do it big and do it the right way.
They did.
This is an individual, 3 cups. Yeah, we don't have to go down the list of stats that we went over yesterday and that you saw last night. Like he's one of the top 100 hockey players in the NHL all time.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little bump in the road as it relates to your thoughts, our thoughts, whatever.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring him back and honor him the right way. Show the fans the true appreciation. Don't just go through the motions. I remember when Snyder for the Washington football team at the time. You know when people do the right thing.
Daniel Snyder.
Daniel
Dan
Snyder.
Snyder, yeah.
You know, that's why I said Schneider. I don't even give him his first name.
Right,
Yeah.
You know when people do things, they do it when it can help them out
For
or
sure.
when it looks good to the franchise. The Sean Taylor situation. Didn't retire Sean.
Disgusting.
Didn't retire his jersey. Never
Disgusting.
talked about anything. And it just did the black patch because the league did the black patch, and then it was over with. Then all of a sudden, you're getting some racial comments. You're getting some other things that are going on. You're getting some things that are happening within your administrative space. It's not looking good for the whatever the heck their name was at the time.
Yeah.
Light bulb goes off. Let's retire Sean Taylor's jersey.
I got an idea.
This will give us some positive press.
Here's an olive branch.
They put a freaking mannequin up there. It looked
was
so terrible.
horrible.
Didn't even let his family know
Look at
until like 2 days before.
Right.
Like they absolutely did a terrible thing.
Yeah.
That's not what
like
real-
take it down. It's more
100%.
embarrassing that it's
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You know, there's no honor there. This obviously different because there's no statue.
Also, it's the GM though, so it's like
Right. Exactly.
GM's like, if we're gonna do this, that's my guy. We're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
Pays to have
That's
people
true.
in the know.
I would say this. I was thinking about you because they had some really good shots
appreciate
of fans, of course, but the team was out there.
Yeah.
And I thought what Todd McClellan said on why he wanted his team on the ice while this was taking place was really well done. You've got a ton of guys. I think it's about 6 or 7 guys. They weren't born when he was lighting it up. When he retired, they still have about 5, 6, 7 guys who, if they weren't born yet, they were like 1 or 2. So how do you remember? So of course you go back and you watch on the various websites. But still, he thought it was really important for his guys to see and hear what Fedorov and others have said about him. And that family move, that they had, that you could see them all referring to in the hug of Konstantinov and things of that nature. I thought that was a really smart thing on Todd McClellan. I wondered aloud, and this is where I was thinking of it, do you get a little heavy-legged? Do you get a little sleepy during a long ceremony like that?
Well, if you did, it didn't show up.
Yeah.
He definitely kicked some butt last night too.
Oh, yeah.
So not necessarily sure. The one thing that's interesting too is I don't know if it's me. I'm not trying to say anything negative. Yeah, Sergei is my guy. I love him. Sergei looked a little older than I thought.
Oh yeah.
I want to see that birth certificate.
Yeah. Life comes
I
at
wanna
you
see
fast,
that
bro.
birth certificate.
Life come at you fast.
When he came on that Corvette, I said,
Right.
"Is that Robert Duvall?"
Not Robert Duvall,
I was
man.
like, "Is that Russian Robert Duvall?"
No,
I'm just joking.
I thought that was dope, and I just wanted to give a shout out to him because a lot of people think they know the circumstances around what really happened in his departure. It seemed like it was some sour feelings there between the Illiches and him, and he ended up
definitely.
leaving. I thought that was dope of him to go up there and say, "Hey, it was the biggest mistake of my career leaving." He
Yeah,
didn't owe that
that's
to the
dope.
fans, but to kind of confirm that. But saying, "Hey, I met my wife, on this journey, and it had to happen." That was a dope moment.
I agree with you. It takes, Braylon said this last week, and I've said this to my kids ever since they were born. There are 2 phrases in our society that are really difficult to admit. 1, I was wrong.
Yep.
2, I am sorry.
I'm sorry.
He was able to cover both in one speech. And we are a forgiving people in general. So,
Breaking news?
So
Yeah.
that was really good. All right, let's get to that
Oh yeah,
breaking news.
I was
All right,
texting y'all everything, and I saw it pop
Yeah.
up on the screen. Breaking news: Mike Tomlin is stepping down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It just popped everywhere, and everybody's talking about it now.
They will
That's
hire their
interesting.
4th head coach since 1969. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, and now this. I thought he was going to get fired after last night. I said he's done. I hope he wasn't fired because I respect him greatly for a leader of men and for what he's been able to accomplish. It's obvious, though, that things – it's time to move on. I mean, this is a team last night. They kicked a field goal in the first quarter. You know why that should have been celebrated? Because it's the first quarter points they've had in their last 9 playoff games. So he's moving on. He should be. I would guess somebody would want him as a head coach. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Don't you think he'll get another job?
Unless he decides to take
Conversation
time off.
before the show. What did you ask me? What did I say?
I said I think he'll get fired, and you said I think he'll step down.
If you look at what the Pittsburgh Steelers are, they're not a franchise that fires people. They're a franchise that stays loyal to their players. That's why they have one of the biggest alumni bases in the NFL as it relates to the coaches as well. They're not in the business of firing, if you will. They'll let you step down, especially individuals. Like you said, there's been 3 coaches in 32 years. Or is it? No.
This will be the 4th since 1969.
Right, so
Yeah,
50,
so you're right, yeah.
whatever, yeah. So,
Yeah.
But, excuse me. But when you look at that, you won a Super Bowl, he's done all the things. I heard more this season from the mayor of Pittsburgh than I heard from Khan, the GM, and Rooney II, the owner. Didn't hear anything from them. Just going through that.
What do you mean, though? What did you want to hear regarding what? The security of Mike Tomlin as a head coach or what?
Whenever things come up, whenever things arise, there's always going to be a GM or there's always going to be an owner that comes to the forefront, conversates at some point. We've been having the same conversation about Mike Tomlin for the past 5 years. And never there was a Rooney II coming to the podium. There never was the GM who is now kind of coming to the podium and say, hey, look, this is what we're doing, this is what we're thinking, blah, blah, blah. You never see him. You see Sheila Hamp some from time to time, and which we'll get to because she penned a letter to the fans today. But I just never saw that. I just didn't think that they were in the business of firing because I don't think they believe it's Mike Tomlin's fault.
Wow.
Maybe they don't. Here's what we do know. Pittsburgh was outgained last night 408 to 175. Okay, that's a minus if you're looking at it from a Pittsburgh standpoint, a minus 233. That is the worst yardage differential in a playoff game in franchise history.
Yeah.
And I've already said how much I respect and admire what he's done over his 19 years there in Pittsburgh. Think about this for a moment. Kyle Shanahan was hired in 2017. He's got 9 wins. Mike Tomlin was hired in 2007. He's got 8.
Yeah.
And if you looked at the worst winning percentage in modern era, Marty Schottenheimer, 28%. Okay, this is just playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dennis Green, 33%. Chuck Knox, 39%. Mike Tomlin, 40%. So when you say it's time to move on, it is probably for the best.
Yeah.
It's definitely for the best. I'm glad he stepped down because look, he can still coach in this game, and that was evident with how the defense played. You know, you talk about how bad that offense was when the defense for the Detroit Lions plays bad. We never mentioned Dan Campbell's name. Like Dan Campbell's name never comes up when the defense plays bad. Only when the offense plays bad. Same with Mike Tomlin. Offense always is bad. Offense is terrible. That same team, by the way, beat the Lions. That's all I was thinking about during the game. That's all I was thinking about during the game.
Thing last night.
I was like, for all you Lions fans out there trying to convince me after that Steelers loss, I was like, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you a little bit later.
I did the same
But
thing.
the defense played lights out.
I know.
5 fumbles for C.J. Stroud. I mean, he just looked in disarray the whole game. That's a whole nother topic.
Pick, by the way.
A pick.
Yeah.
The defense was lights out. Joey Porter, Cam Hayward got hurt, came back, still was dominant in that game. The defense played for Mike Tomlin. The defense has been playing for the Steelers in the city. So that right there lets me know that he can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
He just needs a change of fresh air. You don't know what you don't know. Like, they're one of those franchises. They didn't make the necessary adjustments moving into the new millennium.
Yeah.
They stayed with the defense. They stayed with the steel curtain and what we did with Jack Ham and
Jack Lambert and Andy
Jack
Russell.
Lambert and
Yeah.
Mean Joe Green, the whole 9 yards, and to the 90s with Bill Cowher and to Mike Tomlin early on, the guys that I had to play against, they stuck with that. Well, the league evolved.
Yeah.
You stayed with Ben Roethlisberger for 17 years. You don't want to replace him because you don't want to hurt his feelings because you're the Steelers and you're loyal, so you don't don't want to hurt him. Now you're
So where
picking
loyalty became a problem.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, just to name a few.
Yeah.
You're going out and getting Justin Fields to be your quarterback.
Yeah, but he also, they also brings in Arthur Smith, who
was butt.
Yeah, who was butt exactly. But that's Mike Tomlin's hire. Okay,
Is it?
Well, that's a good point. I don't know if it is, but he had to have a say in it if he's on the sidelines with him. You mentioned C.J. Stroud with the 5 fumbles. There's only one other quarterback in history who's had 5 fumbles in a game.
Jared Goff.
And won the game. It's Eli Manning.
Oh, makes sense.
Eli Manning, yeah. Week 16, 2007. Now, you said the defense played, and I agree, because the 30-6 final is not really
not
revealing of
indicative
the
of what the
defense.
game
No,
was
I mean,
for the first
it's a
three
pick
quarters.
6, and it's a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I mean, come on. They're the only team to do that since the 1948 Browns.
Yeah.
All right, to do that in a playoff game like that.
That's what happens though, and that's what happens with these teams. That's why certain teams I don't place a ton of stock in. When your defense extremely well, like the Eagles. Like the Eagles' defense early on in the season, similar to Steelers, they're going to do enough to keep you in the game. But when you keep not doing anything, when you keep going 3 and out, you keep doing what? You keep putting that defense on the field, and at some point, it starts with the big guys.
It wears on you.
The big guys are going to get tired.
Yeah.
They can't get any pressure. Then now the quarterback has a little bit more time, or those run lanes start opening up. Woody Marks had 100 yards rushing.
Right.
First rookie to do it since 2021. How about Woody Marks and Christian Kirk? Or Christian Kirk, the most receiving yards of any player in the wild card round.
And Kirk.
And he's a 5th receiver.
Wasn't Kirk traded for a 7th-round pick?
He was.
Okay. She should have been.
So when you look at the Steelers, though, now when you say, well, the defense still came to play, I don't disagree with you last night. But sometimes we lose sight of what a team has done in the past, what a player has done in the past, and then we forget that game, So I don't know if this is all on them, but I'll give you the scores of their last 5 playoff games, all right? Because they're the first team in NFL history to lose 5 straight playoff games by double digits.
Yeah.
All right? They lost to the Browns in 2020, 48-37. They lost to the Chiefs in 2021, 42-21. They lost to the Bills in 2023, 31-17.
Right.
They lost to the Ravens last year, 28-14, and then the 30-6. I don't know if that's all Mike Tomlin, but he's got to share in the blame of that.
Oh, of course.
And those are big reasons. I think that's a big reason because when they lost to the Jags, it was just a field goal game, I think, in 2017. So that's a big reason why he's moving on, I would guess. And I'm sure the franchise has encouraged it.
Yeah, I like I said, that he would probably step down. This would be agreed upon, and now he can make and go wherever he wants to. Yeah, he shares blame in it. Yeah, 100%. Like when you have veterans like James Harrison, Defensive Player of the Year 2008, when he comes out and says, yeah, like it's time for Mike to go. When you have Ryan Clark that has been on TV for the past 2 years talking about, and I'm not necessarily a fan of Ryan Clark, but he's talking about his coach. Hey, it's just not good enough. These are your players. These are your Ring of Honor players.
Yeah.
100%. So it has to be some truth in there. Whoever you choose to bring in, if they don't step into the new wave, though, it's going to be more of the same thing. You're not winning playoff games with Kenny Pickett, who was one of those quarterbacks. You're not winning playoff games with a beat-up, broken-down Ben Roethlisberger, who was 2 of those losses. You're not winning any playoff games with freaking Mason Rudolph.
Right.
Like, this is not who you're going to win games with. But this is who was the quarterbacks for those teams. Like, you never prepared for moving in the future. And it showed.
Yeah, it's got to be. The obvious answer is it's a combination of both, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when he moves to the next team, one of the criteria he will have is probably more say. Most coaches do more say in personnel, and I hope that's the case. Now, the reason we're talking about this is because it's breaking news, as Kool-Aid just told us. It's breaking news on Mike Tomlin. My frustration for many in just listening to the national landscape this morning, and that's oftentimes what I do with NFL radio and watching the various places, was the focus on why the Steelers are so bad rather than why the Texans are so good.
I mean,
okay. So the focus was more this morning before the breaking news was on Mike Tomlin, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, can I just ask one question? What about DeMeco Ryans? Before he got, or the previous 3 years, for Houston before he got there. They had 11 flippin' wins and no playoff appearances. Since he's been there in 3 years, they've got 35 wins and 3 divisional rounds.
Yeah. I mean,
the
that division is for the
gravitation
taking.
That
division is for the taking, though.
Oh.
It hasn't been a good division the last few years.
Okay. So,
That's probably why they.
So you're going to take it away from the guy whose team took advantage of it?
No, not
I'm
at all.
Like that.
But it might not warrant
They've also
them.
won 10 in a row.
Yeah, it might not warrant them being talked about as much when you look at just the phenomenon C.J. Stroud was, and now you look at how he's struggling now, and just
was
the fact
awful
that
last
that division has been horrible for years.
Hey, Bryson.
This year it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a little better this year.
Well, come on, man. The Colts. Look, if you're going to talk about bad divisions, the AFC North was arguably the worst division in football.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Everybody was talking about the Colts. Hell, Braylon does his top 10. He had the Colts up there in the top 5 for 4 straight weeks, and for good reason. Everybody did. Jacksonville stunned everybody. Look at how well they played at the end. And Houston's won 10 straight.
Yeah, it was better.
One thing about the playoffs, man, the playoffs always sets the course straight. When you look at the Steelers, I knew the Steelers. We knew the Steelers. We had an inkling the Steelers were going to make the playoffs. You knew they weren't really a playoff team.
No.
Jacksonville's another one of those teams where they finished hot. They finished with 12 wins. They did their thing. But I have no faith in Trevor Lawrence and that Jacksonville team.
Yeah.
Their defense, if their defensive front, which is the best run-stopping defense in the NFL, they weren't as elite as they were, but they were. You know there's going to be a course correct when you get to the playoffs. You're just waiting for it to happen. Look at Green Bay down the stretch. Like, we knew Green Bay was literally one and done in the playoffs. It was going to be a course correct. That's what you saw last night, and that's what you saw this weekend.
Yeah, I got a couple of more for you. You said C.J. Stroud. I thought he was awful last night.
Yeah, what happened to him?
And this is why numbers, what have you always told me, numbers can be very misleading. Do you know who has more playoff wins, C.J. Stroud or Lamar Jackson?
C.J. Stroud?
They're even.
They're even.
Yeah.
They each have 3 wins.
Yeah.
How crazy is
That's
that?
insane.
That's a power stat.
That's insane.
Well, this one's the one that'll really catch your eye. You ready? Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson have combined to play 18 playoff games. Okay? 18. The trio has accounted for 25 touchdowns. Got it?
Yeah.
Josh Allen alone has played in 14 playoff games and has accounted for 36 TDs. That's running and throwing.
Wow.
Like he's 8-6 in his playoff career. This is why when people say there are no excuses for Josh Allen. Okay. Josh Allen might face 2 or 3 of the best defenses in football. That's where we should be measuring these quarterbacks. Like, it's not Lamar Jackson's fault that a kicker misses a field goal or an extra point or a tight end drops a pass. It's his fault maybe if he throws a pick or if he fumbles, right?
Or if a rookie receiver crashes out on the goal line.
Or
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
That was
there
3
you go.
years in a row.
So that's all part of it, you know? So that's why the numbers can be skewed a little bit. But the one thing you got to look at is, I mean, those picks. Dude's got 26 touchdowns and 4 picks, and he accounts for 36 TDs in 14 playoff games. How much more can that cat do? Not much. Those are power numbers for a guy like that who's on a team that's got James Cook and a bunch of tight ends.
That's right. No receivers.
Really. None that you would want. And
Right.
With all due respect, unless you want Brandon Cooks.
Have we seen a player like Josh Allen? Like, what's the last player to be comparable to Josh Allen, an individual that people are like, oh, man, well, it's not his fault. And look at these stats and look at all that, but can't get the W. Like, is it Dan Marino? Like, would he be the other guy that people were like, man, he's just this great, but it's not his fault?
Maybe, yeah.
Like, who's another player that, because he's Josh Allen. I'm not saying anything negative. Josh Allen is a baller.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen steps up to the plate in the playoffs, and everybody loves him for it as they should. But, like, who else?
Is Elway not a good comparison?
No, because Elway caught all the flack. He got all the flack of those back-to-back losses, not being able to get in the playoffs until he won. Like, there was not a lot of respect for John Elway in the postseason.
Right.
Once he won and then doubled back, his whole narrative changed and it shifted. Dan Marino, on the other hand, you'll have people that say he's not even a top 10 quarterback because now championships matter. He's the only quarterback that I can think about that people lobbied for, even though he couldn't have that playoff success.
I would say Fran Tarkenton.
I can't go back that far.
Yeah. So Fran Tarkenton was a scrambler. He held when he retired. He had the NFL record for most yards thrown. He was among the most for touchdown passes. He had really good players. Chuck Foreman was his tailback. Ed Marinero was his fullback. He had Sammy White and Ahmad Rashad. Yeah, and he had Stu Voigt, and he had a really good defense. Led by the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah.
All right? I mean, when you're talking about Jim Marshall and Alan Page and Carl Eller, who I loved and never got enough love, Jim Marshall should be in the Hall of Fame. Gary Larson was the other name of Purple People Eaters that nobody knows about, the only white guy there. Yeah. And then you had some good linebackers, especially Matt Blair and Jeff Seaman, but his freaking secondary sucked. Although Paul Krause is the all-time leader in interceptions. He couldn't get it done in the playoffs. Or, let me take that back. He couldn't get it done in the Super Bowls. So he was, I think, 0-3 in Super Bowls. Ran into who? Kenny Stabler and the Raiders,
The Snake.
Terry Bradshaw, and the rest
Steelers.
of that fantastic Pittsburgh Steeler generation.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm trying to think of who else. If you're gonna talk about greatness, there is a separation, right? In order for you to say this guy's better than this guy, it usually comes down to rings, doesn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what separates Mike from a lot of people, right? Michael Jordan.
Well, it does.
And Brady.
Very true. And the thing about both of them, they prevented the elite. And that's why they're myth.
Yeah, that's
why
well
the
done.
conversation.
Yep.
Like, it wasn't just that they won these championships. The people that they buried from winning while they won.
That's a great point.
It's the litany of who's the best players of all time.
Yeah, I'm going to push back because you're great, but you're not as great as I am.
Exactly.
Yep,
So
I love that.
Something like, yeah. So I think that's what it is. And Tom did the same thing. Like, Peyton struggled.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton
long
struggled.
time.
Tom was like, I got this. Phillip Rivers, another quarterback at the time. Drew Brees. I mean, I think he went over to, obviously, the NFC. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that shoot Mahomes.
Yep.
Brady beat Mahomes. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah.
No tackles, we get it,
But
but-
Mahomes got...
I know. I was just adding one.
We know. Right.
Because this is a conversation we had yesterday about players in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think until you actually get it done. I mean, people will defend. We'll use Josh Allen since that's who we're talking about. Maybe a Jim Kelly, maybe a Thurman Thomas at a different position, an Andre Reed, okay? Players like that, Bruce Smith on the defensive side. Defend them. Then when the trump card comes out and says, hey, man, I'm going alone in euchre here, and I've got to lay down. And they say, this guy beat him.
This is
On a
true.
regular basis. It's hard to say, it's hard to argue that a guy like Dan Marino or Fran Tarkenton, as I mentioned, is better than Troy Aikman, for example. And you're not a big believer that Troy Aikman was a great quarterback, and I respect that. But he's got 3 rings.
Yeah.
So when people start watering things down a little bit, and then they flash that card and they go, yeah, but he's got 3 rings, man. He never lost in the Super Bowl. You go,
It's tough.
That's a tough one to combat. You know, that's why Montana. I mean, when people talk about Montana,
That one, I'm like, yeah, that's that guy.
yeah,
Like, Montana's that dude.
yeah. When you're
Troy happened to be.
yes,
It's just how you view it. Troy, in my estimation, was in the luckiest spot of all time. Joe, on the other hand, was like, hey, I'm going to make some shake. Meanwhile, they both had talent up the wazoo.
Correct.
It's just how you view it.
correct.
Yeah.
Is there a player in any sport that you can think of who has won championships and considered one of the greatest of all time and didn't have any support?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Playing against Milkman.
First of all, well, that was a joke because 2 of his cores are obviously arguably the best players in the
Yeah,
league.
you got Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. Yeah.
No, I mean, you need help. In all sports, you need help. You have to have basketball would be the one because, it's 5 on the court. So you can have the most impact as a one person in basketball, but you still got to have some guys.
Yeah.
You still got to have guys that can ride that season out with you and then ride the playoffs with you and then ride out those moments. You know what I'm saying?
So I think that's why so many people gravitate toward Jordan. I mean, look, Scottie Pippen, I guess he's a top 75 player all time. I didn't think he belonged on the dream team over Isaiah Thomas, but I digress. Everybody else with him, I mean, if you're talking about Bill Wennington and Will Purdue and John Paxson and Luke Longley and
Judd Bush
and guys like that, I mean, he's making them better.
Randy Brown.
Right, Randy Brown, good one. Right. B.J. Armstrong, a friend of yours. So those guys.
Dickie Simpkins.
Oh, that's a deep
That's a
cut.
good one.
Dickie Simpkins?
That's a
Deep
deep
cut.
cut. Yeah,
Come
man. That's
on,
back
man.
in a 70s rock and roll spin. But so when you've got that stuff,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you can you really respect it. I mean, they've always said that about Brady. That how many receivers did he really have? I said, well,
He
did
made
have-
receivers.
Well, he made them, but he also had Randy Moss one year. He also had arguably the greatest tight end of all time.
No,
I think
facts.
it's Tony Gonzalez, but some people say it's Rob Gronkowski,
Yeah.
right?
Rob wasn't even the best tight end in his draft.
Oh,
Rest in peace.
Oh,
yeah.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, I was just about to say that
he
man.
because he was a wide, like what they're doing now with the tight end position, like he was doing that at that time. He was the one that kind of took that leap first.
Yeah. He was
Nah,
a dog before the crazy shit.
100%.
He was a dog.
100%. Nah,
yeah,
Rob
he's
was
good. I mean, he's a really good
he was
player.
a
I don't know if
dog.
I'd go so far as to say he's better than Gronkowski, but either way, that's what you're looking at.
He messed up his own trajectory, so we'll never know.
All right, Grunt might not touch the field if.
No, that's
if
a
he had
lot
to
too,
do
because
that.
that's when he first like the Pittsburgh, the Patriots.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, oh yeah, they were two tight end. They were one of the
They were the
to
first
do it.
ones
Yeah.
to implement the two tight end and kind of get away from the wide receiver, which allowed those slot wide receivers to be a little bit more open, a little more visible. We were talking about quarterbacks and we were talking about legacies, winning championships, not winning championships. Well, the guy that's about to retire last night, he won a championship, but if you look at what he's done in his playoff performances in the last 12 years, what is Aaron Rodgers' legacy as a whole?
It's a great question.
Does it not? Is this something we table and come back, take a quick commercial break?
I don't know. It's a great question, but I would tell you this.
Oh, we'll get some
I mean,
lines,
if we got some additional power stats, he's 11-11 in his
11-11.
career.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
To put that in perspective about greatness,
Yeah.
Tom Brady's 35-11 in his first 46 games of the playoffs. That puts it in perspective.
What's Jim Kelly? Jim Kelly's got to have a lot of wins.
Jim Kelly's, he's got a lot of wins.
He didn't win the one.
Right. He didn't win
He
the
won
one.
a lot of those
Right.
leading up to the
Yeah.
one.
Was he ever named MVP?
The Super Bowl?
No.
No.
There's only one guy who was on the losing end in the Super Bowl and to win MVP, and we all know who that is, right? Chuck Howley.
Yeah.
But- So go ahead.
His teammate took it from him. Thurman Thomas.
Thurman Thomas was what? MVP of the league.
MVP league.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm sure I bet you Jim Kelly didn't have a problem with that.
No, not at all.
But
not at all.
All right. Well, let's hit a break. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a great
do your
conversation.
thing. Yeah, it is a fun conversation
is.
for sure. I mean, Jim Kelly never did win MVP.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
But
So.
I think there's a guy in the building today I think everybody wants to talk about. And I'm actually eager to have a little conversation about that as well. This is part of the Detroit Lions' first step into
Let's
the
hope.
new age.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
hope.
see what happens. Let's see what happens. This will be very interesting. I want your thoughts on Mike McDaniel today, Mike Kafka tomorrow. Remember, there are other teams looking too. By the way, Jim Kelly 9-8 all time in playoffs.
Okay.
Quick thought from Ben Johnson and Art and Jakes, and then we're back with the fun football combo.
Don't you see that face right there? Did you see the face?
It's intimidating.
Did you see the sternness?
Oh yeah.
You cannot tell me if another defense attorney, if they saw this face, they would legitimately say, you know what, you guys got it.
You got it.
You got it.
You might hear something too. Something.
You
leaked.
want to settle?
We apologize.
Uh-oh.
A little bit. You know
little
what I'm saying?
bit, yeah.
Get to the bathroom, get your diaper together. But this is the guy. This is who you want fighting for him. He is the fighter. He is Ben Johnson Law. Let he and his team fight for you. They have been doing this for a very long time. They want all the smoke. Doesn't matter settlement or verdict. They will get the job done. Make him your first. Make that law practice your very first call when things get down. Go to venfights.com and let Ven fight for you.
I love going to Art and Jake's. I think you do too. If you haven't been there, trust me when I tell you, you'll enjoy it. 6 locations throughout Michigan, wall-to-wall coverage of over 80 TVs, 22 draft beers on tap, a menu stacked with fan favorites, including their signature Fairway Burgers. If you were watching the Wings last night, think of how much better it would have looked on one of those 80 TVs with a draft beer in your hand and their signature Wings or Fairway Burgers. Art and Jake's, 6 locations. They've got plenty of great specials for you. Check them out today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week. Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got
Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Fitness, where your fitness is essential, with over 2,700 gyms around the country and then 50 plus here in Metro Detroit. It's the gym for you. It's the gym for everybody. You know why? Because we're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness. Squeaky clean gyms, trainers, check, and then also, too, there's no judgment. So come on down, march to the beat of your own gym. Planet Fitness is the gym for you.
Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea is the drink for you. It's only 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol, and it's perfect for you to sit back, watch your favorite movie. Let's not just associate it with sports, although it is perfect for tailgates and couch gates, but it's just good, clean, crisp sipping. That's good stuff from Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Get some today and please drink responsibly.
Yeah, you can tell he's in a bad way right now. Like, but you know, in the backstory, my bad, apologies coming back. I'm gonna have a personal conversation. I got this own show going on, looking at Iman Shumpert on TV. He's got the fat face, he's got the big eyes.
Yeah, but you know what? His beard.
Tiana left him, and
she just won the Golden Globe.
Oh, okay.
On Sunday.
His beard doesn't look. See, your beard is trimmed. His beard is all over the place. It's like, you know, a bunch of eyes on a bad fish.
Like his life
But you know
right
what
now.
you can tell, though, Shep? You can tell he's eating whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? Because the first place it shows up, like drinking and eating, where it shows up, shows up in that face.
Yeah.
Shows up in the face.
Okay.
He's struggling since Tiana left, man.
He got played, too, man.
Since what?
Since
he left the league?
Tiana left.
She sold her soul.
Yeah, she did.
She sold her soul.
She in every movie now. Look at
He lost his girlfriend?
I'm watching
he lost
his
his wife, 3 kids.
Oh,
Wife,
wow.
3 kids, a lot of property, probably all the money he had.
Who is she?
She's an actress slash musician slash choreograph. She would be like, you know what? She's this era's version of, disrespectful to say, but it's the easiest way to make a comparison.
Okay.
Janet Jackson. In terms of like what she does. She's a choreographer, she dances, she sings, and
Is she
she's
as
an
attractive
actress.
as Janet Jackson was when in her heyday?
It depends on the day.
Body-wise, yes. Face-wise, no.
No. Okay.
It depends on the day. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
we
were just talking about
Jackson if you're nasty.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Anthony Davis getting hurt. That's the reason for coming back and talking and seeing what Ian Shumpert did. I also noticed that Nolan Arenado was just acquired by the
Tigers?
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Come on.
Oh, Tigers was getting busy, huh?
But here's the good thing: Detroit got Brian Sammons, so that's huge. I don't know if you know that, but Brian Sammons, or what's called the Big Tuna, is now a member of the Tigers.
This is sarcasm.
I like salmon.
This is. But it's not spelled salmon. It's not spelled like Tim Salmon.
Okay.
It's spelled SAMMONS. I mean, that's the beauty of it.
So John Salmons is now.
That's correct. That's correct. The good news is, and you know what? He's a lefty. Maybe he takes the place of Tarek Skubal, who might be pissed off.
Man.
I don't know. It's only a minor league contract, but the good news is that they have
Shep
addressed.
is hurt.
I am invested. No, but KG was crazy trying to argue us with Shep. Like, they can spend the money if they want to, but they refuse to, so it's all good.
We didn't have an argument about that.
A little bit ago we did. Not today, but I'm talking about further back.
Further back.
We've had a lot of Tigers debates, so I can understand.
Yeah, I mean, and they've been good debates.
Yeah.
They've been fun debates.
Fun fact: Greg Roman before the show was let go by the Chargers as well. So.
So Jim Harbaugh fires Greg Roman, who used to work with his brother.
Yep.
You know what that is? Somebody got to catch that axe.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to fall on that sword.
That's right.
That's because their family is a very interesting family that owns the Chargers. It's like 5 siblings fighting over money, power, and position. But I guarantee you, those 5 siblings said, "Look, somebody's getting fired, Jim.
Right.
I don't know who it's gonna be, but it needs to be on offense."
Exactly.
So you need. It's up to you to do it.
Right.
Somebody's got to get fired to make it so.
It's not. Stan Kroenke doesn't own them. He owns the Rams.
He's a Rams.
And he owns
and
the
Nuggets.
Avs. Yeah. And the Nuggets.
I got a chance to meet Stan Kroenke. When I was coming out of the draft, I trained in Denver for the draft.
Oozes money.
What? Like owns the Nuggets.
Yeah,
and my agent at the time set us up. I went to the game, the Pepsi Center at the time, and met him at the little restaurant, like steakhouse that's underneath before you get into. Sat down and talked to him, and he was telling me a story. I was like, I listened to his whole story. I listened to the money he had. I listened to where he started. I listened to all that. I listened to the teams. He told me all. You know, the one thing I was really paying attention to, I was like, wait, you own the Mall of America? That's the one thing that I held on to. But he made all his money in real estate, like owning the actual land that all these malls and shopping malls were on. So Mall of America being his first like buku cash.
Speaking of the Rams, I don't know if this bodes well for Los Angeles and Matthew Stafford or not. Dome teams are 1-15 in the last decade playing playoff games in under 40 degrees.
Uh-oh.
Okay? 1-15 in the last decade, dome teams playing outdoors under 40 degrees. It's supposed to be 15 degrees in Chicago on Sunday night. They play Sunday night, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I have a caveat.
Okay.
What about teams with retractable roofs? Technically so
I
far.
didn't research that enough. My apologies.
Hey, but one thing you can research, Matthew Stafford's record against the Chicago Bears.
At Soldier Field.
At Soldier Field, yes.
Right. Yeah,
that's
that's
not very good.
The Calvin catch.
Yeah.
The Calvin catch is
process. We don't know what a catch is since.
Because no one does.
Yeah.
Like I call myself not knowing what a catch is, and I play receiving lead. Sometimes I look out, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna call that. Oh, that's incomplete. Okay. No, he didn't catch that.
Ever since that day, it's been skewed.
And touchdown? Man. All right. See what it is. Detroit Lions.
Got Mike McDaniel's in town.
building.
Don't let him leave.
Okay. Well, that's not possible. We all know that. You know why?
Oh, it's possible now.
No, he's got 4 head coaching interviews.
I'm talking.
Head coaching. So what's the sales pitch to him? If that's the case, knowing that he's going to be interviewing for head coaching gigs, what's the sales pitch, do you think?
If the Lions want him, let's say it from that standpoint. If the Lions want Mike McDaniel, if this is who they want, hey, look, Mike, because the interview process, there is no interview process. We want you. We need you. This is what we're talking about. You come here. You have full autonomy. This is your team. You can create, you and Jared and you guys create whatever you want. Look at the weapons we have, and we can go down this list. We're going to allow you to become the best version of yourself here. Like, you will pay you what you want. This is what we are. This is what we need. I would have the conversation out of a situation of, you know what, let me drop the facade. We need you. Like, we need you here. Everybody wants to be needed. We need you here. We're willing to pay you handsomely. Because let's call it a spade a spade. He has head coaching pedigree. The ticket for him is going to be somewhere north of 5.
Yeah. And he's still getting paid for Miami, too.
100%. It's going to be 5. It's going to be 4.5 to 6. Because there's no way Chip Kelly is going to be making more than Mike McDaniel. So you need to realize that if you're going to bring him in.
At Northwestern or with Philadelphia, you're saying, for Chip Kelly? He's now at Northwestern.
Yeah, 100%. But my apologies. But, yeah, I would tell him that, look, we need you here. Like, and this is what we're willing to do. You can have the team. It's yours. Dan Campbell won't meddle. Like, yeah, I'm not meddling. What are you about to say?
If you're a head coach, are you? I mean, it sounds like that's a desperate pitch, you know?
Well, the Lions are desperate as it relates to this position.
But he's not the only guy who is in the position to take the position.
Well, then now we're playing semantics. Do you want this guy? Like, is he your number one? Because if he's your number one, let him know he's your number one.
Okay.
Like, let that guy know he's your number one. Don't let that guy leave metaphorically. Don't let him leave. Have the conversation and things like, this is where you need to go. Because there's a lot of other options that Mike McDaniel has. And one of them,
for sure,
one of them I heard from a friend. This is in the head coaching position. You know whose name is super hot right now? And I know this from his brother via some of the people I trust and I know. One of the names that are hot right now is the defensive coordinator who has turned things around for the San Francisco 49ers for a part 2. You know who he's trying to bring in? Mike McDaniel. You know why? Because of their relationship through Kyle Shanahan, through Sean McVay. Robert Saleh with Mike McDaniel. And, oh, by the way, there's another one to that holy trinity. It's Raheem Morris as defensive coordinator. That is a situation that I heard from very, very, very low key.
That is really that's like soup. Yeah, that is superhero type of a staff there.
Because Raheem's not getting another head coaching job this cycle, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I think Mike and Robert Saleh, I think they'll work out well. So just knowing that there are 8 opportunities, there's other offensive coaching scenarios, there's other coaches that he can work with that he's no longer. You got to let him know. You got to make him understand what this opportunity is going to be here for him. We're going to get the offensive line you need to protect the quarterback we have, to make sure that you can be as creative as you want with your offensive play calling. Like, let him know that he's important, he's valued. Not just we need an offensive coordinator and you're pretty good. hey, yeah, we saw some things you did early on with the Dolphins. Hey, yeah, we saw the 1 year in San Fran. Yeah, it could potentially work here. Don't play coy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't play coy because nothing about that offense.
Just be honest with them is what you're saying. Hey, listen, you're our number one choice. We understand you're going to do some interviews for head coaching jobs. You deserve that. But we want you to come back, and we want to know what it would take to bring you back.
That part. What is it? What is it going to take?
Yeah. What's it going to take to bring you back because we're willing to meet it?
If this is your guy, then that's the conversation you got to have. You can't try to play cool and, we think it may work. And
yeah, I think here's the other important part to that, and you just brought it up, with Robert Saleh as a possible next head coach somewhere and what he's done with that San Francisco defense. I'm sorry. It's one of the best coaching jobs you've seen.
Yeah.
Philadelphia just got bounced. Kevin Patullo is their offensive coordinator, their play caller.
Not for long.
Yeah, Philly's going to make that change. I was reading some Philly newspapers today or about Philadelphia online, and just getting an idea of where their head is at. Most of the names associated with that gig, if Patullo is let go, and I think that's a fair assumption that he would be, are the same names associated with the Lions. So when you're talking about Cliff Kingsbury, you're talking about Mike McDaniel, you're talking about Todd Monken, Nathan Schilheis is another guy who you've positioned as would be
passing
a really good fit.
coordinator
He's
for
the
the
passing
Rams.
coordinator for the Rams
Yep.
under Sean McVay. And Zach Robinson, Atlanta, who I think he should have definitely a couple of kicks at the can from. I would like to talk to him if I were the Lions. And Mike Kafka, who is supposed to be in town for tomorrow. So you're in competition. They are obviously already know this, but they're in competition against teams that maybe even haven't let their OC go just yet.
Yeah,
but are about to.
I would also too ask questions that can help the Detroit Lions. Like, when you look at our team, what do you see? Like, there's a conversation that I would ask all the coordinators, not just him, the coordinators I'll be interviewing. Like, when you look at our offense, like, what do you see? When you look at last year, because I'm sure you looked at some of the film. I'm sure if we played each other, you looked at some film or just not. Like, what deficiencies do you see? Obviously, the offensive line, but how we run plays, how we feature Agent Zero and maybe not a two-back set anymore. Like, what? Ask some questions about the offense. When you see Isaac Tesla, what do you think about when you see Isaac Tesla? How could you use him? Like, if you were using him, like, how would you use him? What would be your way to get him open or to get him going? Or do you even see him?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Ask these questions, because take some of that information. Don't be the smartest person in the room. Like, because when you don't make the playoffs, you're clearly not. So ask a lot of questions.
And maybe you learn something. Even if he doesn't become your OC.
Yeah.
Here's what I've noticed about this dude, and this is how I would use him. Good. He's gone. He becomes a head coach of Atlanta, and you're at least able to save those notes and use him in that regard. That's a really good point.
He does have ties to ATL.
Yeah. Kool-Aid, you got any super chats? Anything in the chat you want to make sure you get in here before we reach the top of the hour?
Hey, yeah, definitely, man. There are a couple super chats here, and it's people showing some love to start. Labartney with a $4.99 super chat. He says, shout out for 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and don't forget Probert.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys. You guys have been here a long time. You've put in the sweat. You've put in the equity. A lot of the people, Stick and Anson and others who've been here for an extended period of time, spending all those guys, I give you guys a lot of credit because it's not an easy thing for people to change their habits.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not easy for you. It's not. So think about viewers. Think about listeners. It takes an extraordinary type of people to try and bring others on board. And credit to all you out there who are willing to share some of your time with us. I can't even begin to tell you how important it is for us and how much it means to us. So I've been a very small part of it, but congratulations to all you guys.
I will say this, though. One, we weren't at 100,000 subscriptions before you got here, so you're a part of that, too. I also will say we are going to give away some cards. Shout out to Anson, who you just missing. He gave me some cards that we're going to autograph. I autographed all of these today, and they're not just Browns cards. Some of these actually are some Jets cards. We got some playoff touchdown cards here, if you will. Anson, I was told by him, $20 or more, you get a card. Super chat $20 or more. It doesn't have to be a $20 super chat, just an accumulation. Just as long as you get the 20, you get a card. Anson will get your name, and he will send the cards out to you. That is from Anson Wells. We appreciate you guys. And 100K, man, that's all you guys. I say it all the time. You guys are the most important part of the show. We're secondary.
Some people are being such smartasses in the chat.
Oh, you know it.
It's like Crazy Clown goes, Neil said the chat's opinion doesn't matter. I doubt Neil said that.
Yeah, Neil
I
did
doubt
say
he
that.
said that. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, but if you
Neil and Crazy Clown
but if
have
you
a
do if you do get if you're feeling like you're willing to do that in the super chats, and by the way, it doesn't have to be all at once. Maybe you give 5 here at the beginning of the show and 5 at the end, and then 10 in between.
Spread them out.
You
man.
want to spread them out. It's awesome. We greatly appreciate it. And if so, you're going to get a Braylon Edwards personally signed card. And then you can just email Anson at Woodward Sports, and then you'll get the card. So it's pretty cool stuff. Thanks for
What's
doing
up,
that.
man? You know, Labartney's halfway there. He has
Shout out
sent in
Labartney.
another $5 super chat. He says the Texans D-line is savage. That's why. When you guys were talking about some of the playoff games from earlier. So
Savage. If you had to rank the playoff teams now, how would you rank them? Who would be number one?
I'm just about to look at who's left, so I don't have to
I would
think in my head.
Okay, I'll give them to you. And this might think I would put Seattle 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rams 2.
I put the Rams 2.
That's where it gets tricky. Bills 3, maybe.
You said you would put
said
the
the
Rams
Bears?
1?
I would
No.
put the Rams 2 behind Seattle.
Seahawks
Okay.
1, Rams 2.
Yeah,
I would maybe
that's
do
how I
Bills 3, but that's up to y'all whether y'all agree with that or not.
Bills 3? No, Josh Allen is 3, not the Bills. The Bills
Fair
are
enough.
Yeah, Bills are bad.
I would put either. I would
The
probably
Josh
put New
Allens.
England. I'd probably put New England 3.
New England, but okay.
Then Denver 4. Then Buffalo 5. Okay. I would probably do San Francisco 6.
Yeah.
No.
San Fran got to move
Houston,
up.
Houston 6. San Francisco 7. Chicago 8. That's how I would go.
Yeah, we
Who
got
am I
Houston over
missing?
San Fran. Yeesh.
Well, I mean, I think I'm not sold on C.J. Stroud by any stretch,
I
but
feel
their
you.
defense is unbelievable.
It is.
I mean, they pressured. Another reason I wanted to text you last night, but I don't like to be a bother because
Yep.
I'd probably
No,
keep
you're
you
never a bother.
on the TV or on the phone too long. They pressure with 4 or less more than any team. I think I don't want to be hyperbolic and say it's unbelievable. They don't need to bring 5 or 6 guys.
Yeah,
They're going to kick your ass at every level on that defense. They're really impressive.
They are impressive, and with all that impressiveness, with 12 minutes left in
I
that
know.
game, they were winning by 1 point.
Yeah, crazy.
I know, but
They were winning by 1 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nonetheless,
that's so true.
They were winning by 1
So
point.
can I flip them? I'll flip them. San
All right.
Francisco,
Yeah,
then
that's what I'm
Houston.
like, San Fran.
Here we go.
A little more respect.
All right, now I can look at it. I'm going Seahawks,
Okay.
Broncos,
Oh.
At 2? Ooh, okay.
Rams, Patriots, Bills, 49ers.
Texans, Bears.
Yeah, in anywhere. I don't care which way you put it.
Bears over Texans.
Because realistically, if the Texans play like they played all season, do you know who that falls, Trap? It falls right into what the Bears are. Because the Texans are as bad for the first 3 quarters as the Bears are. However, the Bears' fourth quarter is better than anybody in the NFL.
You know who else is pretty good in the fourth? Denver.
I got. I'm moving on. So yeah, that's how I would rank them.
Do I need to call myself out for disrespect is a little strong. I think we overuse that word, but disrespecting the Bears, putting them 8 of the 8, considering what they did the other night.
I wouldn't have
Nope.
an 8, but personally. But
I'm with KG. I would say no, and the reason why is because the Bears' level of football is unsustainable. Like is I know we're all waiting for it and it hasn't happened yet. It's
Exactly.
unsustainable
Cardiac Bears?
football. Like they were about to lose to a team last week that had 4 losses in a row, and to be honest, have been playing horrible football. But somehow Jordan Love looked like the rebirth in the first 3 quarters, and then the 1 touchdown he had in 4. Like that's not sustainable. You cannot not do anything in the first quarter, not do anything in the second quarter. Come out after a halftime speech, do nothing in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter figure it out. This is the second round of the NFL playoffs. Like that's not sustainable. So realistically, I don't have a problem with what you said.
yeah, and the Bears
I'm
been
with
living
you.
off turnovers too. Most of the
Yeah, but
regular
it's part of the
season.
game.
Yeah.
So I've said the same thing. That's
Yeah.
been my argument. But Then I have way too much of a tendency to do this. I argue with myself all the time. Maybe that's why I don't have any friends.
Right.
But if that's the case, and we're going to just sit there and go, they live off turnovers, how's that any different than a team living off defense?
No, that's true. But the motto is that sustainable? We don't know.
I'd say it wasn't sustainable, and realistically,
defense is.
True.
Defense but turnovers
are a different part of defense. You can play good defense and not have turnovers.
Yeah.
Like, we know a little something about that here in Detroit. So
yeah, tell me about it.
They also can run the ball. You're talking about 15 degrees off Lake Michigan. Like, it won't necessarily be this high-flying volume of passing.
Chicago's the third best rushing team in the league.
Well, I'm talking about the Rams run the ball too.
Oh.
So they're not relying. Don't get me wrong. Yes, they need to pass the ball. That's what Stafford does. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, but they also can run the ball.
Yeah.
And minimize some of those takeaways. But I tell you this though, Shep. Styles make fights, and this is actually it's actually gonna be an interesting game because the Rams are great in the beginning. And they struggle in the second half. They struggle bad in the second half. Look at the Panthers game. Look at their last 5 games of the season. They either lost or were about to lose by comebacks because they had nothing in the second half. The Bears stink in the beginning, and they play elite halfway through the third to the end. And it's 15 degrees. It's going to be an interesting game.
I got one for you. You ready? This is unbelievable, but it's true. Sean McVay has coached 15 playoff games. Okay?
Dang, already?
Already. He's 15. In fact, yesterday was the whatever year anniversary, or however long he's been with the Rams. Anniversary. Has it been 9 years?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah. So 9-year anniversary of Sean McVay getting hired. He got hired. Remember, he was the OC in Washington. It was a must-win game for Washington. And they scored just 7 points. And he got the head coaching gig. 15 playoff games in his head coaching career. 15 different teams. He's never faced the same team in the playoffs.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Is that nuts?
That is nuts.
Okay.
You did come with some stats.
It's some weird stuff, man. In 2017, he played the Falcons.
Yeah.
2018, Cowboys, Saints, and Patriots. 2020, Seahawks and Packers. 2021, the Cardinals, Bucks, Niners, and Bengals. 2023, Lions. 2024, Vikings and Eagles. And this year so far, Panthers and now the Bears.
No way.
That's incredible.
So when if he wins in Chicago, he will play either San Francisco or Seattle. It'll be the first time in his coaching career he has a repeat against a team he's already coached again in the postseason.
See, that's the funny thing. The funny thing is, like, that division goes to the playoffs. So the fact that you've never played the Rams or the 49ers is the interesting part. And this will be the first time.
Well, he has played the 49ers, but just not more than once.
49ers and the Seahawks. Oh, man.
Yeah. He's played them each, but he's only played them once.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So in his 15 playoff games, he's had to prepare for 15 different teams. It's pretty unique. Pretty unique. I know Sheila Ford had a pin to the fan base. Want to get to that.
Okay.
And want to get to a hot name as a Piston possible trade chip, if you will.
I like hot names.
So we'll get to that. Well,
you see Kool-Aid. Hold on. I think you might have woke Kool-Aid up from his slumber. He woke up
Pistons?
Pistons,
hot name.
What'd you say? What's going on? How you feeling over there?
You know what we need?
Yeah.
We need one of those. Remember those little Nerf hoops in your bedroom?
Of course.
That you used to
The
hook on?
suction cup or the one you put on the door?
Either one.
Okay.
We need that for Kool-Aid.
And just start shooting
Because
shots?
my guess is that's what he'd be doing the whole time. While we're talking football, he'd be outside shooting left and right.
Practicing the shot.
Yeah,
Right.
just
I always thought the
practicing
coolest thing is like you take the little suction cup hoop and you put it, against the wall and put the trash can there. Trash can would have like the sports teams on it back in the day, and just shoot all your trash in there.
Did you use the Nerf ball?
No, well, once I had two. I had the Nerf ball, but I had the one that you put on the back of the door.
Yeah.
And you close the door, and it was perfect.
Right.
I didn't use the Nerf ball on that. The suction cup one by the trash can, that was for all the papers, doing homework and stuff like drawing, being artists.
Did you use the Nerf ball?
Oh, of course.
Kool-Aid, did you use the Nerf ball?
Oh, definitely.
We taped it.
Yeah.
We took masking tape and put it around the Nerf ball, made it still a ball, but we thought it was too
heavier?
light. Yeah, so we
Yeah, we
wanted
did like
it heavy.
duct tape. We would do that with duct
See,
tape.
so you was on
That's
that Bill
smart.
Belichick stuff. You was cheating.
I was cheating.
The opposite way.
Absolutely, but it was both of
Not
us.
deflate game, but inflate.
Yeah. So
Inflate
that
game.
was one of the games we played in our room. My brother and I shared the room. And the other one was we would play baseball with baseball cards. If it was a rainy day outside, we'd use a marble and play baseball. And if it hit a card, that kind of silly stuff. I don't know if you guys ever did that.
I did that in Atlanta.
And
Well, that's why I started collecting baseball cards in Georgia.
I know.
Yeah,
And then the last one, remember the little football helmets?
of course.
Oh, my God. Was that not the ultimate goal to get every single one of those little helmets?
You can never get all of them.
I know. And then when you thought you had them all, somebody would change their damn helmet.
Yep.
There's only one way to get them on. My dad played in the league.
There you go.
So I used to get them on.
Look at this guy.
Because you know what? The other place that it wasn't, your father or come up was Kmart or the toy stores that had them in the quarter machine.
Exactly.
And you look in there, you like, man, they got like 7 teams, and that's it. A bunch of repeats.
Yeah, and then you get one, you're like, please don't be the Giants. Don't be the Giants. Oh, crap, I got
The Giants.
I already got the Giants. What am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got
So
8
then
versions of
you've got to be two different. You got to be, O.J. Anderson and Phil Simms. I didn't want to be that.
Oh, Phil Simms.
Yeah, Phil Simms, tough one. Okay, so we'll get to that. Sheila Ford Hemp and her letter to the Lions fans of Detroit and throughout, and do a little Pistons talk as well after this from Smoothie King, which sounds really good right now, along with an
Funny, the
acai
days
bowl.
I sub in no Smoothie King. It's,
Yeah, isn't that
it's
funny?
ironic, right?
Yeah. Why don't you do me a favor?
but-
Say you're not working tomorrow, and we'll get it, and then you pop in, and we got it.
I got you.
I'll bring smoothies tomorrow for everybody, including UKG,
Thank you.
because they have the real fruit, the real protein to get you.
Whining
fruit
does work.
and get you. It does. You know,
Yeah, a little
the squeaky wheel.
Yeah, squeaky wheel. There you
It
go.
does get the oil, man. But Smoothie King has revamped their menu, and we talk about it all the time, man. The real ingredients, the real fruit, the real protein. Get refueled, man. Put real things into your body so your body feels good and your body will thank you. Check that menu out, and also use that promo code. Next time you go to Smoothie King, use promo code Braylon2026, and you will get 20% off your bill. We appreciate Smoothie King for that, and also can't wait to get back into the Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week.
I got to tell you, one of my kids is house shopping, and anytime we go into any of these homes, we immediately look at the heating and air conditioning situation. And the thing that leaves all my kids, feeling a little bit more secure is the fact that there's a company out there like Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning that can take care of it, because they are experts. For 40 years, they've been providing reliable service, treating customers like family, and giving you fast, dependable emergency service when you need it most as well. So if anything ever breaks down in your home, you know who to call. Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning, 734-238-3805, and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Big injuries, big news. news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got
everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
That's
If
what you should
you are looking to take your relaxation to the next level, make sure that you visit Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. And listen, I'm telling you guys, they got all the top tier brands like Infinity and Osaki. And this is your destination for premium comfort and cutting edge wellness technology. This is more than just an ad read. I'm telling you guys, because every time I've got in that chair, man, I've come away feeling like a different person, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm telling you, if you get an opportunity to go over there and kick it with Dr. Eric Duncan, who is the wellness doc and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews, you can follow him at the wellness doc. Make sure you guys get over there. He'll treat you right. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation, and I mean that with personal experience.
Nah, big facts, man. And listen, the Pistons coming up on Thursday. You might want to get some skin in the game. You got the NFL playoffs this weekend, college football championship around the corner.
Okay.
Listen, you want to get in with Caesars Sportsbook, and if I told you that you can make any bet up to $1,000 and you would get that money back if you lost.
Crazy.
Hey, I'm a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm not lying to you. At the same time, it is Caesars Sportsbook. Use that code Woodward1000, and if your first bet does not hit, you will get all of that money back up to $1,000. All you gotta do is place a $20 minimum, and you off to the races, man. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
And we are back.
Good job, KG.
Thank you.
Look at the back wall, man. That's fine.
Third show of the day.
Look at this back wall. Shout out to KG for the third show, man. He's been rocking and rolling since 8 a.m. Look at the Shep, you look good, man. Look smooth.
I wish
like those hands.
I wish I looked good.
At least it actually looks like Shep.
You see everything is.
No, this is fire, dog. This is so cold.
It's aesthetic, as they say.
I think it's so well done.
Yeah.
This is cold.
Yeah, that
Braylon just missing a Gucci scarf. That's it.
Look at Braylon's chain, too.
Right.
They got the chain.
All right.
Let's
chain,
go.
Tight ass thermal. Yep. It's right on par.
Making us all self-conscious, KG. It's been staring at me the whole
Crazy,
time.
man. You can put an eye out with those, man. Come on.
Put those away, bro.
I was gonna crack a joke, but you know what? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna relax. Cause jokes about having muscles is not really jokes at all. I mean, it's a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
You lift things up and put them down. That's okay.
We all wish. Hey, we all wish.
Hey,
okay, you got to put in the work, but sometimes it's just genetics too. No, really well done. So thank you for that. I love it, man.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to B, man.
Yeah. Just I don't. Braylon 10. Were you 10? When were you 10?
AI still figures things out. AI takes.
Okay. I thought maybe. Well, remember, I missed the 80. When at the you had to explain to me that you were number 80 to start. So I thought maybe you were a number 10 at one point in your career and giving you a chance.
Right. Only other number I wore in the NFL was when I first got to the 49ers. They had a 17 in training camp, so I had to wait till he got cut, and then I took 17. I wore 81. I wore 81 in training camp.
81. I can wait this one out.
I was like, all right, same.
Yeah.
Because when I first got there, I was like, all right, who I have to buy my number from? And then in fact, it was Johnny Morton.
Come on.
It was Johnny Morton. Johnny was my wide receivers coach. No, he was my wide receivers coach. Johnny pulled me to the side. And he said, look, you're probably not going to make the team, so just wear 81, and you won't have to pay. It's probably like the best advice he gave me that season.
Did you ever pay for a number?
When I got to New York, Wallace.
Can we ask how much?
What was the ticket on that?
Yeah.
I paid.
Or was it a gift?
It was a bit of both. He looked out. He gave it to me initially, like with a little pushback. He gave it to me, and then I was like, all right. I had some veterans come to me and say, you should look out. So I gave him like 15 grand.
So just out of curiosity, how does one approach somebody else about that? Hey man, it's always been my number. I know I'm new here, but I want
Come up off that. Right. Man, Bray.
That's what it is.
Have it in my locker by the evening.
I love that.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
Y'all know me. I'm like, I'm like, you don't play, and I got records out here.
You got to come up off of that.
That's fantastic. See, I love learning. Love learning this stuff. This is really good.
Just don't go too crazy. What's the ticket?
We've got another Pistons question. Who comes up with these? You think it's Kool-Aid? Yes, the Pistons are elite. Nah, Detroit's sports is trash. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Who the hell is going to say sports? Oh, I guess there are 9%. All right, let's get to the.
Why are 9%? Who clicked that?
I don't know
I'm disappointed.
How could you click that right now?
Yeah.
That the Pistons are trash?
Well, the Detroit sports is trash. I mean, look, the two teams that are still around, both of them are in first place.
But see, okay, you know what I love about that? That lets you know what the Post is. The Post is just always, like, any town would be a football town.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is.
All right.
Like, it's as good as the Red Wings are doing, as good as the Pistons are doing, they don't care because their team, as they're currently watching the playoffs, is watching the playoffs on the same couch they are.
In the United States, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
Montreal, it's a hockey town. If it were, well, you've been in Los Angeles. We've been in San Francisco, Seattle, but you've been in LA
They don't care
plenty.
about nothing out there.
Exactly.
Well, I guess the Lakers and the Dodgers. But even that takes a back seat to whatever else everybody has going on in Los Angeles.
Right. But you wouldn't call that a football town. You would call that more of a basketball or a baseball town, especially with the Dodgers
You know why?
and Lakers'
It's a
success.
celebrity town.
Yes.
And celebrities go courtside to the Lakers, and celebrities are in the stands, home plate for the Dodgers.
Okay, let's get to the Sheila Ford Hemp little note to the Lions faithful here. I want your take on it because if I'm looking at paragraph 3, but you pointed me you should really take a gander at paragraph 2. Forget about the beginning, forget about the last that we're excited, all that other stuff.
Right.
Help us with paragraph 2. Go ahead.
Here we go. So this is Sheila Hemp. This is what she sent out letter for all of the season ticket holders.
Hat tip Justin Rogers too.
And shout out to Justin Rogers. Appreciate you, Justin Rogers.
Yeah, thank you, Justin. Yeah, good job. Good memory. Yeah, Justin does a hell of a job, by the way. Subscribe to his Lions website because they do a really good job there.
If you look at the second paragraph, she starts off, I also want to acknowledge that our results on the field this season were not what any of us envisioned. And frankly, whenever you hear that word frankly, somebody's about to let you know some stuff is real out here. Frankly? Like when your parents used to say frankly when you were younger, you knew, shoot.
Listen, it's what Braylon said to the referee the other night at pickleball. Hey, frankly, I don't think you guys have done the right thing.
Did he do it with the muscle shirt on too?
Like when I think of the word, I didn't have the muscle shirt. I did.
Yeah, no, you did.
Okay.
You had the great one.
It was a white beater.
And I would say the referee just went like this.
Sure, Braylon.
No
When I hear frankly, I think you already had something going on, and you've done something that now your parents are either about to take it from you or threatening to take. And frankly, you know what? I shouldn't even let you go on that field trip to see the point. In fact, you know what? Your ass is going to.
So that's the one. In fact, for me, was
it's like frankly leads to in fact.
It does. You're right.
Frankly, this is just, you know what? In fact, Charles, get his PlayStation. Get all that stuff out of his room.
Hey, does
you're going to learn your lesson today.
Hey, does that sound like it happened to him, or he's used it on his own kids, or both?
Both.
Yeah,
absolutely
you.
both.
Right on. Right.
Frankly, I need y'all in my business. Right. So here we go. Frankly.
In fact, it's none of your business, but go ahead.
In fact, we're not good enough, period. In fact, she says frankly, she follows up, we're not good enough. This is where she stands. While we do not believe while we do not believe it is a time for drastic change, this is an opportunity for us to refocus, evolve, and move forward. We can pause on this. Shep, when I see this, behind closed doors is drastic enough for her to put this statement out to say it's not drastic and followed up by saying, well, this is an opportunity for us to refocus, evolve, and move forward. If you were doing the things necessary, if this was where we were supposed to be, then why would you need to refocus? Why would you need to evolve? And why would we need to move forward? Because Sheila Hamp saw the same Lions situation that we saw from season 1 to season 8. From week 1 to week 18. I am proud of the roster we have built. And this is when people get to talking about what they've done already.
That's right.
This is what I hate. Not I hate, because you deserve to talk about it, but this is to remind you. I know you guys hated this season, but don't forget, we built a team that has 36 wins. We have accumulated over the last 3 seasons. That success doesn't happen by accident. That means they got the right head coach. That's what I took from that. Mm-hmm. But it also does not guarantee future success. It is incumbent upon us to continue growing toward our ultimate goal of bringing a championship to all of you in the city of Detroit. I appreciate that.
So I've read this a couple of times, but after you told me just paragraph 2, the last time I read it I stopped after paragraph 2. That's the most impactful part of the entire letter. So I agree with you on all that. I also feel like this feels like she wrote it.
Yeah.
Not PR, not media relations, nobody other than her. I truly believe she's the one who wrote this. And when she says that we do not believe that at this time we need drastic change, but there's an opportunity for us to refocus, evolve, and move forward, the word evolve to me is the most important.
Yeah.
It's what we've talked about, right? On how they have to move forward with something different, right? So what is that pretty dead on? Are you pretty close to that? Are you feeling the same thing of all the words in this entire letter, that's the one that kind of sticks out most to you?
Yeah, evolve. Yeah, stop. Like when you do the same thing expecting a different result, that's the definition of insanity. Now, I'm not going to say the Lions are insane, but I'm saying they've been trying the same path for about the last 3 years now, and I feel like Sheila Hamp is a little fed up. When you don't make the playoffs, it's one thing to do it that way and then make the playoffs and be like a Steelers or whoever lost in the first round. It's another thing when you don't come close. And you look at what that season was towards the end, it just frankly was not good enough. And even at the end, like it's more a reassurance, if you will. And I don't know if it's reassurance because you're buying tickets to the game. I think this is trying to reassure the fan base who was going to get wind of this letter, because you truly believe in what you said. You took it hard when the Lions were losing. You took it hard after that Thanksgiving Day game in 2020. You really wanted this to look different, and it does look different. But she wants it to take that next step, and that's all we've ever said. We've never said the Lions were a bad team. We didn't say they had a bad coach. We didn't say they had a bad GM. We said they were not that good this year, but they can be better. We're disappointed. That's what we broke down the whole disappointment conversation. When you believe in something, KG and Kool-Aid, when it doesn't happen that way, you get disappointed. Whether it's the people you hire, whether it's yourself, you get disappointed. And what this letter sounds like is she's disappointed into what this season was and how far they've come. Because it didn't start this year. Think about last year in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I think for her, that's when it started, the loss to Commanders.
100%. It's a little confusing. Anthony Patterson says in the chat, sounds like she's preparing for fans for a major letdown, starting to wonder if Mike McDaniel is actually there for the OC job. I don't know how you read into that.
Yeah, I don't think that factors into the letter.
I don't get that at all from that. I think you're looking for something that I don't think is there. Where do you kind of glean that she's trying to prepare you for a major letdown. And what part of this letter does it make you feel like you're going to about to experience a letdown?
Maybe the part where she said it won't be drastic change because a lot of people may.
Do you think they need drastic change?
I do not, but there are a section of the fan base that do feel that way.
Okay. Oh, so that's a great question. What would a drastic change be to the Lions?
That's what I was going to say. What would drastic change be?
So is an offensive coordinator drastic change?
Yes.
Okay, we thought
But
it was. We thought it was last year
before.
when Johnson and Glenn left. So that would be drastic change.
No, drastic change would be firing Kelvin Shepard and going to get one of the top defensive coordinators on the market. That'd be drastic change.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Because the OC,
I would agree with
fire
that.
John Morton, so you have to fill the spot.
And
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because your head coach called the plays after he fired him, and likes calling plays, and he's admitted that. So you don't have to replace them.
You don't, but
you can replace them with a passing game coordinator, a running coordinator. You can or an OC who doesn't call the plays.
Yeah.
But I would say hiring a new OC is a drastic change.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to say losing our OC and DC last year was a drastic change, I think it's fair to say that it's going to be a drastic change.
Yeah.
What else would be a drastic change to it?
You think getting an offensive coordinator after you fired your offensive coordinator in week 8? You think
that's the point?
I mean, you essentially fired John Morton in week 8. You think that's a drastic change? Like Dan Campbell gonna keep calling plays?
It's possible.
No, it's not. Did you see what that looked like? Like,
yeah, it
if
wasn't good.
Dan Campbell calling plays is a possibility, then half of this letter is a lie.
Okay. But my point is, he liked doing it. By him not doing it is a change. I think it's a drastic change. It means you've got a new guy in charge of your offense.
When's the last time he said he liked doing it? Is that?
He said that. I think at the end of his season
was
press
one of the
conference.
Presser, the end of the season presser.
Yeah.
So,
but what else would be a drastic
The
change?
point I was pretty much trying to make is taking something that we think is set in stone with this Lions team and maybe going in a different direction.
Gotcha.
Or Brad Holmes just doing something that he's never done, like, scouring the free agent market, bringing in the highest, center or, whatever, put skill position here on the market. Something he's never done.
Well, he did bring in Kevin Zeitler.
No, I did. I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
In that case, everything I don't know what drastic change looks like then.
Yeah.
Like realistically, because is drastic change like trading Jameson Williams or somebody for a haul in return? Like I don't think.
Is it do you think it's philosophical? The drastic change will have to be philosophical. Does it always have to be physical? Do we think?
I wonder if the collective matters
That's a good point.
because they have a lot to get right.
Instead of doing things the way we've always done them, I say the Lions. They're going to do something different. They're going to draft for need instead of draft best available player.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to instead of drafting and developing everybody, they're going to go out and do what KG said. We're going to spend the money on the free agents, or we're going to make a big trade.
Yeah.
I think
that would be a drastic change.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Trade and throwing money at players would be the drastic change for the Lions, because that's the one thing. And I remember sitting here arguing with Anson Wells 3 years ago, and that nobody wants to spend any money. They act like it's theirs. They want to keep all the money. Let's just build through the draft. I said, but what happens when that runs its course? And what happens when it runs its course? Well, no, it won't. And I'm like, all right, well, here we are. 2 years later, we're not in the playoffs, and we're talking about our owners saying, not time for drastic change, but we want to evolve. What does evolution mean?
Yeah.
Like, evolution is the very definition of
not doing what you used to.
Well, you just talked about it with Mike Tomlin, didn't you?
Yeah.
You said you've got to evolve. That's the word you use with Mike Tomlin. You don't feel like they've evolved, or maybe they got stuck in their ways. You hope that the Lions aren't like that either. Yeah. Maybe that's what evolution is part of it too. It's part of the drastic change.
Pittsburgh Steelers under Mike Tomlin, especially in like the last 8 years, 10 years, whatever, reminded me of what Michigan was when Harbaugh was there for his first 5-6 years. That's what it looked like. Michigan was living off the past. They were living off Woodson. They were living off 97. They were living off those who stay, and also still having enough success to be in the forefront. Yeah, they're not going to win the national championship. Yeah, they're not going to win the Big Ten. But guess what? They're going to win 10 games. They're going to be in somebody's conversation all season long. They're going to go to a bowl game. They're going to lose. They're going to disappoint, and they're going to come back and figure it out. It's the same thing the Steelers were. The same thing Michigan was just stuck in that loop. Yeah. So for them, they want to get out of it before a loop even starts.
Exactly.
They don't want a loop to start. We still have the skill weapons. We still have defensive players. We still have studs, and we still have this division if we make these non-drastic changes in the offseason.
Rando Smalls in the chat says, would a drastic change be Mark Brunell or Hank Fraley as offensive coordinator? I don't think that would be a drastic change.
No. It's more of the same.
I don't even know if that's the one to do.
I hate to kind of use a label with anybody associated with a past regime, but I think that is more of the same.
Yeah. That's why people got mad at David Blau's name being in there,
Yeah.
even though he wasn't a part of the team the last couple of years. So
Yeah, you go some money in this free agency, and then also too restructuring deals, not bringing certain players back. I think that's another drastic or non-drastic. It's not bringing certain players back.
That's where I was going. Restructuring deals, restructuring Goff, to free up some money that allows you to bring in a stud center or a stud tackle or a stud guard.
That's the selling piece. Shoot, that's the conversation. If you're Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, when you go to Jared Goff, when you go to any player, I don't care how nice a player is. I don't care what you believe about. Oh, you know what, Jared Goff's a great guy, and we saved his career, and he's going to be so happy. You're going to have to present that conversation a certain way because you're taking money out of his pocket. Yeah. So the way you present that conversation, you just hit the nail on it. I got you, KG, is the center part. Hey, look, Goff, you saw what you were up front. You saw what we were up front. You saw where a lot of that pressure came from. It came from Terry. We got to get you a center. We got to get you center. The best way to get you center, hey, look, we can make some things happen if so. That's how we're presented to Goff. Got St. Brown and everybody else on offense. Hey,
that's right.
Hey, Panay, how hard you want to work?
Right.
Like, how hard you want to work? You want to make it a little bit easier? We'll get you on the back end.
Now, do you think this letter is maybe slightly contradictory to what Brad Holmes kind of said in his end-of-season presser? Because besides the offensive line, in which he did kind of use the word urgency, he said everything else would kind of be much of the same in terms of the way they build the defensive line and, the things that they do defensively is going to remain a lot of the same. Do you think this is contradictory at all?
I think one individual isn't necessarily very good at talking to the media and being at the podium. And I think another individual owns the team and is like, I don't give a damn what was said at that podium by anybody else. This is how, as she starts, I feel.
Okay.
So, I don't think it's contradictory. I think this is like, pay attention to what you want to pay attention to, but I own the team.
Yeah, true.
This is what you may want to abide by.
And this could be a second turning point because whenever Sheila comes out and talks, it's normally
serious
pretty
business.
Powerful. We all look back to 1-6. Everybody was out on Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes.
That's right.
Stay the course. And ever since then, the Lions have been what the Lions have been. So,
and I'm glad that she went out there and she did this, and there was some language in here that I appreciated.
Yeah.
You can recognize what they have done, but you can also state, you know what, we do have to get better. Our ultimate goal of a Super Bowl has not been reached, though we are working to move towards it. And I think that's very important, especially when you come off a season where the season tickets are some of the highest they've ever been. And they were, I believe, the highest in the league. And so I think it is very important for your owner to prove that they understand what's going on.
Were they the highest in the league, or was the percentage jumped?
The percentage jump was definitely the highest in the league.
Yeah. She definitely, she wrote this, but she definitely used Gemini Pro for buzzwords. She definitely used for buzzwords.
There's some stuff in it. I'm just like,
it's a reverse compliment
I'm
sandwich.
cool.
Yeah.
The start of it is like the bread is, all right, look, this is what, like you started, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, you have one of what we're proud of. You have another one. Just listen to some of the words. Refocus, evolve, move forward, assure, ensure. Like all these words, these are buzzwords.
Yeah.
And then you have
new elements.
100%. And you finish with, we are excited for 2026.
Basically, the job's not
We
finished.
are excited for what 2026 will bring, and some of the new elements, this is another one, will introduce for all of you, our most loyal fans. Thank you again for your commitment.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to give her a gold star because
No.
I think every owner should do this when they come up short, or even when they do have success. They should say thanks to the fans. I have no problem with that. I think it's great that she did it. I truly believe in that. It's okay to take a step back and say, let's see what they mean by her words, because her words are just that right now. It's up for Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell to read those words like you did, and then recognize or at least attribute them to the facts of what she hopes to bring to this city. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing about some people say Brad Holmes is really good at drafting. That's in the chat, Brad, but he hasn't done anything else well. Well, the drafting, we talked about this almost at nauseum, that some of it's a little bit of a checkered pass. Had one incredible class, but some of it a little bit of a checkered pass. There goes part of your evolution and part of your refocus is, look, as much as we like our young guys and as much as we respect our drafting ability, we can't have an entire team based on that model.
Right.
So we've got to evolve.
There you go.
And find something. That's what the anticipation is. Now, let's see if they go about it and do it.
Sticking with that draft conversation, the word refocus, I think that's part of that draft conversation too. Year 21, year 22, and year 20. What is it? Year 21, 22, 23. Like you're drafting players. You're drafting your best available players, the best available players that you've scouted. You're not doing anything wonky or creative or taking shots or chances and this, that, and the third. Insert 24, 25. So, all right, well, let's take a shot on this. Well, let's do this. So let's see if this works. And let me do this and mess around with the draft. Yeah. That refocus is part of that. Like, no more messing around.
Yeah, is refocus also maybe they was, I don't want to say reading their own press clippings or getting high on their own supply, but we talked about them maybe being too sentimental and kind of figuring our players are better than maybe what's out there on the market.
I think the sentimental part maybe, but I think you started exactly. I was like, oh man, that's a good thought. Lions, when you win, like success brings about distraction.
Yeah,
success brings about commercials. It brings about TV deals. It brings about shoe deals. It brings about TV shows. It brings about podcasts. It brings about money, which brings about all these things. Like that's also the refocusing part. It brings about a different energy. I'll never forget the start of the Washington, right before the start of the Washington Commanders game. Yeah. All right. Dan Campbell was
last year. You're talking
last
about
last year, 100% in the playoffs. Dan Campbell's a no nonsense guy. He goes out there, he gives a quick spiel, and then he gets on the field. He's ready to coach. Before that Washington Commanders game, he's smiling, lollygagging, and kicking and shooting. But I had never seen Dan like this.
Yeah,
never seen Dan like this. You see the players. The players looked a little bit different in the last couple off seasons and during the season and all the other stuff. That refocus is talking to everybody. Like them talking to the players and the coach
together.
That's what I thought.
That's talking to the players and the coach.
Supply.
Like so. All the stuff you guys are doing that's not helping us win, like I wasn't against it when you guys were doing it. I wanted you guys to be a part of it. You won or you were winning. Right. You deserve to do some of that stuff. Now you're sitting at 9-8. Now it's not good enough. Like that refocus. Dan Campbell, how many commercials you see Dan Campbell on?
A lot of Applebee's.
Commercials.
And I do want to...
A lot of Aiden Hutchinson in commercials, too. I saw one for the Army, too, or was it the Marines?
Baker Mayfield had to go through that. I'm not randomly throwing out names. Like, when he was in Cleveland, that joker was on 9 billion progressive commercials.
He was.
You saw Baker in more commercials than you see him getting first downs with the Browns. He leaves, he revamps, he does his thing in Florida. Baker's about football only.
And I do wonder with our chat family and you guys as well, which one of these kind of end of season addresses really kind of hit you more? Which one's more impactful? Because when you look at Chris Hill, there's just a lot of people who did not like what he had to say at the end of the season. Whereas I agree with Shep, you don't necessarily give the gold star because this is what you want to hear from them. But it is interesting when you juxtapose what she's saying, look, we've had some successes, but we haven't gotten the job finished yet. And leveling with fans, I actually like that versus the approach that I think fans have been rubbed the wrong way from some of the things Illich has said, as well as when you extend that to Sky Harris too. But when you just look across the gamut of Detroit sports, I do believe in recent years, Sheila and Tom Gores have done a really good job at least connecting with the fans, saying, my bad, like with Monty Williams, that's on me type stuff. I actually appreciate them being able to say, you know what, we were wrong here, and our goal is to still go out here and try and get a championship, man.
I wish he would have used Super Bowl instead of championship, and that's just me being just me being a little bit. That's petty. I don't need to say that.
No, thanks for saying that. I thought the same.
Jim and I didn't get that one right.
Championship, that could be any of the four. That could be anything. Super Bowl is specific
for sure.
A championship is kind of like, all right, did you write some of this and not all? Man, I wish he would have said
NFC
Super Bowl because it's specific. Championship kind of just seems and we want to go out there and win the championship. But when you say and Super Bowl, it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to get to some more super chats, and I want to get to that Pistons talk here before we're out of here, because this show just flies by. I know, but somebody had said something in the chat which is a little confusing to me, and I don't understand how. First of all, I don't know how you get Alex Bregman into this conversation, But I just want to clear up something in case
Trying to win
people are kind of trying to win championship. People are trying to kind of figure this out. They're saying, well, Bregman turned down more money from the Tigers to sign with Boston. Technically, on a 1-year deal, he didn't. Okay, he played at Boston last year for $36.5 million. Yeah. He was scheduled to make $41 million this year, actually $41.5, and $41.5 the following year. Just because the Tigers came in with a 5-year $175, is that what it was?
Around there.
5 years $175 doesn't mean it was more money. In total, it was, but on a yearly basis, AAV it was not. And everybody knew he was going to sign a short-term deal in Boston so he could get another kick at free agency, which he did, and signed a big contract with the Cubs. The Tigers pulled out of that. It's not him dissing
The LeBron special.
as much, maybe the Tigers. It's because he said it was close for what it's worth.
Yeah.
But it's more because he maximized his earning potential.
Yeah.
He made more money in 1 year in Boston than he would have made of 1 year in Detroit. And then he parlayed that into an equivalent contract that the Tigers had offered him. So I just wanted to clarify that for those of you jumping in on the chat on that.
Sometimes it's tough talking to fans, man. There's no disrespect to you guys, man, but like they don't necessarily understand like the contracts. Because I got fans running around still like, didn't you get $47 million when you played? Hell no. What are you talking about? Like, learn how contracts work.
Well, here's the problem. There's a narrative.
Yeah, they think Patrick Mahomes really gonna see that $500 million. He will, but not in that contract.
Yeah. It's not like they're writing him a check and giving him $500 million.
Hey, man, here you go, man. Here's your money. Nah,
Here's your money. Find it in your locker room stall. It's not. It's no disrespect to the chat. It's just that we fall into all kinds of traps. And here's one of the biggest traps. Players don't want to come here, and I think that's bogus. I do. I think it's ridiculous. I think we've seen plenty. Now, are we getting Shohei Ohtani from Japan? No, unfortunately. But there are certain times where I think we fall back into that trap and we lose it.
Who have we gotten that would and this isn't, I'm not coming for you, this is a question. Who have we gotten that would make you think that that's not true? Or who have we gotten?
Like when Pudge Rodriguez signed here? Is that what you're saying?
That was a long time ago.
Well, I know, but do we have a time limit on who wants to come here and who not?
No.
That's fine. We don't.
Okay. Alex DeBrincat came here. Patrick Kane came here. DeBrincat was a trade.
That was a long time in between plays.
Yeah,
you went like 01 to like 2021.
Yeah, well, that's why I say. I mean, are we looking for recent ones? I mean,
just in general. Period.
Yeah, in general. So I think there are guys. Look, I mean, it's not the best example.
Javier Baez doesn't count.
Javier Baez must not count. Gleyber Torres must not count because it's a 1 year deal, right?
Yeah.
Individually.
And I think people are looking for maybe more premier players, not to say they're bad players.
I understand that. Yeah. I totally get that. But I'm saying the method that people oftentimes use is that nobody wants to come here.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just don't think that's true.
That's
now,
not true.
that doesn't mean you're reeling in superstars on a regular basis.
I think what people are saying more so, especially use the Tigers since we're talking about like Javier Baez and Gleyber Torres like at the end of their road, end of their rope.
But Baez wasn't when he signed. He is now, but he wasn't when he signed.
Well, he was a declination in the last 3 years when he was in Chicago. So I mean, it was
actually, when he was with the Cubs and the Mets his last year when he split time there. He had a good year.
Yeah.
So people thought that was a big signing. All right.
Yeah, at the time.
Now it's not like you to your point.
But hindsight is 2020. So I get the fortune of using hindsight in that situation.
Yeah, and you're right. It looks terrible now. It looked terrible the second year he was here.
He's an all-star.
But at the time, it's a big name. That was a big name, man.
But it did feel like maybe we were settling because I believe Correa was also on the market. A lot of people wanted Correa. I'm just bringing that up as a reference point. But at the time. But it felt like
remember this, when Carlos Correa's name was bandied about, all everybody talked about was the injuries.
True.
Okay.
That is true.
What are you signing injured players for? And look, I would have been wrong. I wanted Trevor Story.
Yeah.
I wanted Marcus Simeon. Yeah. I wanted those guys ahead of Baez.
Is Prince the biggest free agent that we've got?
That's a really big one.
Is Prince the one?
Pretty much.
I mean, obviously Miggy, we got him too, but
that's a long time ago too. Yeah.
Prince
Miggy
was 13 or 12.
Miggy was a trade.
Prince was 12.
12.
He was on the team at 13.
Yeah, 12.
So look, I think we're both right. There's a little bit of both. Okay. All right. Speaking of the Pistons, though, I do want to get into that really quick. So let's hear this from Les Stanford and Jack's Car Wash and Buddy's Pizza as well. We'll get to that, and then a name that you've got associated possibly with the Pistons. Les Stanford is the name you want associated with a new car, or a brand new lease, or if you're just thinking down the road you're going to get a car, so you want to do some test driving. You're not sure what to use. That's okay. Les Stanford can help you out. Why? Because they've got a Chevy dealership, they've got a Buick GMC dealership, they've got a Cadillac dealership, they've got great people willing to help you, and they've got inventory that you cannot believe everywhere. I Can See for Miles. It's a really good song by The Who, but it's something that the Les Stanford thinks about too. Go to lesstanford.com.
Oh, man, one of the best bands, one of the best guitarists of all time. Jack's Car Wash. You know what? I got my car washed today at Jack's, and it looks amazing. I'm glad I got it washed, put it inside the parking garage because the sun, it did come out, so it's going to look real good when I drive up out of here. We'll get you a free car wash right at Jack's, who's the best car wash in the state. Text WSN to 888-522-1729. 40 locations around the state, one near you. They do all the things, and they will get your car spick and span. And don't forget about that unlimited plan. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, by the way. $29.99 per month. And guess what? They got all the things. Vacuums, compressed air, mat cleaning rooms, everything for the FREE. Free. See you at Jackson.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Attention sports fans, don't miss expert sports injury insights from Dr. Pierce of Michigan Sports Advice. Actually, let me tell you like this. I text Dr. Pierce this morning as soon as I woke up 7 a.m. I told him, I said, you know what, Doc? I said, man, my inside of my bicep is a little tight. I don't know if I did something. Doc hit me right back, said, what does it feel like? What is it doing? Let me tell you this. Gave me a couple diagnoses, if you will, and then told me maybe I shouldn't work out today and come see him on Thursday if it didn't still feel good. That's the type of guy Dr. Pierce is. He can diagnose it through the phone just based off a description. He can get you right. If he can get me right, he can get you right as well. Go to MichiganSportsAndSpine.com to get information, or just call 248-426-9944, and we'll see him on this Thursday.
Hey, tell the good people about Black Rock as well.
Ooh, the steak, the steel, sizzles. That's right. The Woodward heavyweights are headed to Black Rock Bar and Grill in Davidson, Michigan, for the 3rd Black Rock Food Review on Wednesday, January 28th from 5 to 7. Now, I went to the food review in Ann Arbor. Heavyweights did a good job, but Black Rock brought up all these stuff. Also, special guest Darren McCarty will be there trying all new Enforcer Cut 25-ounce ribeye. Shout out to D-Mac for getting the steak named after him, inspired by the legend himself. Order the Enforcer Cut at your local Black Rock today for a chance to win a signed Darren McCarty jersey with 2 tickets to the Detroit versus Colorado at LCA on Saturday, January 31st. To enter, post a photo of your steak using BR Enforcer. There it is, the BR Enforcer Cut and hashtag giveaway. The winner will be announced by D-Mac live from Black Rock, Davidson, during the heavyweight show on the 28th. Find the Black Rock at blackrock.com.
D-Mac, pretty simple guy, just like Lady James keeps it simple for you. Come in, sign up, put your name down. Next thing you know, you're in the chair and you're getting a really good-looking haircut from a lovely young lady who knows exactly what she's doing. Lady James thinks about you, cares about you. Open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome. And Buddy's Pizza, man. Nothing it doesn't get any more Detroit than Buddy's Pizza. Yeah, Buddy's Pizza created that category, the original Detroit-style pizza, since 1946. 20 convenient locations for you. If you're looking for the one nearest you, go to buddyspizza.com and don't forget to use the promo code 10MEAL. That'll save you 10% off your entire order.
And we back, man. The conversations were great. And I know we got to get to those super chats, too.
Yeah, I know you do. Why don't you jam those out and then see if we have time for a rumor about a Piston or a possible Piston trade.
Hey, let's rock, man. Definitely some people were they're anxious to try and get their hands on those signed Braylon Edwards cards. So Steve Lehman, he says, well worth it. Sends in a $20
Thank you,
super
Steve.
chat.
Hey,
Labartney sends in another $19.99 super chat. Says, I will try to win the card.
Yep.
You do.
You're sending that to Saudi Arabia, so keep that in mind. Labarty in Saudi Arabia.
Answer.
Yeah, he said that's answer. Shout out. Let me see if there's any more specific for that. Yeah, there's another one here. Freddie Felt 313 says WSN has been a dream come true to transplants like me all over the world. And that's Detroit Sports Transplants.
Love Freddie, man.
Says thanks. P.S. Can also get a signed Shep.
The signed Shep card.
Shep shower and shave promo poster. LOL. I had to stop for a second. LOL. PSS.
Thank you, Freddie. That brings back a lot of memories, man.
At the end of February.
Well, great, man. Well, let's just get a picture together. It'll be my honor. I don't have anything from Shep shower and shave. That was a long time ago.
Shep shower and shave.
Yeah. Well, you get the connotation there.
Yeah, we got 6 more here for the super chats. Just in general, those are the ones for the cards. Shout out to you guys for even being hip to it. But really, Mr. Biggs, 499 super chat says, can Mike McDaniels cancel his head coaching interviews, or is he obligated to go? Or can Detroit keep him in the building?
First of all, you're your own man. Like, if you make a decision, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm good. This is the spot for me. Where do I sign? The other team's got to kick rocks. That's how it goes.
If I were Mike McDaniel, I sure wouldn't cancel him. That's the goal, right? The goal is to be a head coach, find the right spot, but this is a hell of a spot to be in. A hell of a spot.
We'll also see what Mike McDaniel, where he's at as it relates to the mental look. I know I talk about it. I don't know him personally, but like when you get fired and things look like they did for Miami, as bad as they were, sometimes you need some decompression from a space like that. So maybe he's not eager to run back into the head coaching space, but maybe I'm just making all that up.
Yeah, I saw on Bleacher Report he was emotional when he got fired from Miami, so that could play a factor.
That's
I'm just
a real
saying.
deal. Let me go coach his offense. Let me get $6 million while I'm still collecting what I'm collecting from the Dolphins for my head coaching job. Get my head back together.
Yeah.
I don't love head coaching right now.
pressure.
I love offensive coordinator, and there is less pressure. So sometimes that's a real thing. You know what? I'll sit this one out.
Yeah, you want to put yourself in the best position possible to be successful. This job puts him in a position to be successful. I'm not saying he should take it.
Right.
I'm saying go interview some of those other head coaching jobs. But if one of those coaching jobs is Cleveland, I don't think the Cleveland head coaching job is a better job than the offensive coordinator than the Detroit Lions.
No.
Okay?
And then if it works here, you get a pick of the litter of where you want to go in 2 years. So
well, you hope
maybe
so.
even
it's going to work here. Like that's one thing I was thinking about. Like if he comes here, I don't think
it's
that
gonna be 4 or
there's
5
as
jobs
much
every
risk
year.
with it. He's going to be on the map. We talk about a guy who can drive Ferraris. I think Mike McDaniels is a Ferrari driver, and he's going to be able to put that on full display if he comes.
I agree, but if the Falcons' job came open and they wanted him, I would probably lean towards the Falcons.
Blank.
Okay,
that's
what I would
owner.
do. I mean,
Who's your quarterback? Michael Penix Jr.
I guess.
And
Kirk
Cousins and no draft picks.
Dan Orlovsky thinks that's the better offense right now
Well,
over the Lions.
yeah, they got Bijan, Drake, London. I like Mooney. Mooney's good. I like to switch up with
Kyle Pitts may be gone.
Algiers.
Yeah. Defense is pretty good. They Pierce. They got some good young players on
that's a
defense.
good point.
Pros and cons to Michael Porter Jr. becoming a Detroit Pistons through trade. Pros and cons.
I like it.
Elite.
I'll let Shep go.
He's having a career year, right? So I think he averages 17 points per game in his career, but this year he's having a hell of a season for a team that is right. Makes $33 million. The only con would be what you had to give up to get him. I don't know what that is.
High trade costs.
I am becoming less enamored with Jaden Ivey.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Okay, so
That's what I've always been.
So if we've got a guy like that, and you're going to throw in an expiring contract, and you're going to give up one of your younger players,
right?
Okay, I'm not saying Asar Thompson. I'm saying maybe somebody else that they might use. I would do it.
Yeah.
How they know better than I do how he fits into the scheme of things. But he sure is a high-level talent, and I believe he's only 27.
And that's where the fit is what kind of gets me a little bit because, yes, he's having a fabulous year.
27.
But he went from literally 20% usage rate last year to over 30% this year. And this is his first year averaging over 20 points per game. So those things do matter to me when you're coming here with Cade, who has 32% usage. The offense is humming, and you have some other players that are going to handle the rock. I do wonder if he comes here and that usage goes down, does his effectiveness goes down?
And he's scheduled to make $41 million next year.
And that's what I mean with Trey Murphy. You talking about a guy who's averaged 20, now his second season in a row, averaging 20 points per game on still the same 20% usage. I don't know how he's not getting higher usage with the Pelicans, but
that's great info.
He went to the Nets, and all of a sudden you see Michael Porter Jr. having this explosion statistically. But that's the only thing I worry about. That's the only thing.
I don't worry about that so much because I'm looking at what he came out of. He came out of a situation where they're getting the ball to Jamal Murray, they're getting it to Jokic, they're getting it to Aaron Gordon. Like there was a lot of people touching the pad. There's a lot of people touching the pill when they were in Denver. He comes to a team and he remembers what he was in Missouri. At one point, remember, he was slated to be the number one pick. So I don't think him coming here with Cade would mess that up. I think he still would be effective if his usage rate went down. And the money side is a flip. It's half of it is cool because you will have him and you will have Cade and they would be under contract. So you have your stars under the contract for the next 4 or 5 years foreseeable. So that's cool. Yeah. Problem is you don't necessarily have enough to pay other guys.
Do you think?
Well, they're the fourth lowest payroll in the NBA. Like we complain about the Tigers and not willing to pay people.
Yeah.
They're 15th in all of baseball. The Pistons are fourth lowest payroll in the NBA. To your point, though, Kool-Aid, Trey Murphy III he makes like $6 million bucks.
Yeah,
I mean that's an easy slip in. And let's face it, to Braylon's point, no matter who, if it's Porter or if it's Murphy, they're coming in. And you're probably getting rid of a guy like Tobias Harris' contract. There's your minutes.
Yep.
They're not coming in to be a guy off the bench. You're trading capital to play starters minutes. He's going to play 33 minutes, 32 minutes. Okay, so let's do it.
But you just got to wonder when those guys sometimes go back from you have the ball in your hands to now you're going to have to play off of everybody else. That does change things.
But does he have to play off everybody else, or does he just have to play off Cade Cunningham?
That's it, really.
I think it depends on what they're going to do with their offense because they do have a good offensive cohesion. They're not one of the worst teams offensively in the league, and they found a chemistry that they said that they want to be able to protect. Yeah. You bring him here and you say, here's all the usage, just go. I don't know what that does to the context of this thing being a team game. Now, when he was with Denver, there were complaints that at the end of games, this guy wasn't sometimes when he wasn't getting the ball the way he wanted, he wasn't as locked in at the end. So it's like
and I wanted to ask about that.
Yeah, from just a sheer standpoint of the guy can shoot the cover off the ball, I absolutely love it. Like I don't know how much the Pistons can be choosers right now because the 3-pointing has been horrendous for them. Yeah. And so it's
that's
like
why
if,
I like
if
Murphy.
That's the guy, then you go for it. But if I could, with Trey Murphy, that's the one where I'm like, I think it might be just a little better fit.
He's making three triples a game for each of the last couple of years. But that's what this team misses.
This is true. But when you're looking for a championship, man, it's the same thing we said about Brad Holmes drafting. Don't look for the discount because it sounds good. I know he's doing his thing, but so you get if it's just something that a $6 million player doesn't sound like we're going to win the championship off of.
Right.
It's a two-headed
monster.
But
he's up and coming.
Yeah, he's about to get paid.
But if I didn't even bring up the money,
right.
and I just gave
told
you
me his stats and what they were.
I just gave you his numbers.
What year is he in?
Trey
6. Is
Trey
that about
Murphy?
Right? Is that Trey Murphy?
I think like 5.
I mean,
he's still on his.
than that.
Okay. 5 or 6.
So he's about
whatever.
to get paid,
okay.
basically.
This fifth year.
Yeah, fifth year.
If I told you, here's a guy who's going to give you 30 minutes a game, 33 minutes a game. He's going to make 3 triples a game for you, and he's going to give you 21 points per game.
And he plays
I don't care how much money he makes. He fills a need and a role on this team that is, I think, really needed.
If he's only $5 million, get both of them.
I mean,
you know what?
Now you could
get both of them.
You know what?
$5 to $6 million and bump. Just get both of them.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to give up a lot because I feel like the Pelicans will want a lot for Trey Murphy, understandably so. He's an up-and-coming player.
But KG, at that point in time, I don't care.
No, and I hear you on that.
Well, you do if it's Ron Holland and Ausar Thompson.
But if I'm bringing in those two players, though, then at that point in time, you're like K, Duran, MPJ, Trey Murphy.
Kicking
I don't care who else we're playing.
Waving the folks.
All right, we're past the 4 o'clock. Let's squeeze in it's really important to get those super chats.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely read them off for the good people here for supporting us. Thank you guys. If you get a chance to, go ahead and smash that like button before we close up here. Exiled Hanson, $4.99 super chat. Thoughts on Kelvin Shepherd getting a request from Miami for the head coaching job, and congrats on 100,000 subscribers.
That's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. Like, Shep, I saw that. I didn't know what to think about it. I'm like, only thing I can think about is Miami is just always like an interesting place.
Yeah. They ain't trying to win. I know that. They ain't trying to win.
That part.
I feel like he could just go there and just be head coach, and they'll just let him.
I mean, a lot of people feel like that's best case scenario.
I don't want to be the negative guy here.
Yeah.
Best case scenario. Look at him. Shep think that way too.
No, it bothers me. I think it's a token interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rooney
I think
rule.
it's the Rooney rule,
I want
and
you
I think
guys
it's
to
the
go more into
wrong
it
way to
tomorrow.
go about it. I wish him well. Okay. I think he does. Not yet. He'll eventually deserve the opportunity to get in front of somebody. I think it's strictly a token interview.
Please keep that in your back pocket for tomorrow. I like
100%.
Yeah.
Like, it's no way you don't make the playoff. Your defense, and I understand it was injuries. Like, your defense looks like it did this season. You don't make the playoffs your first year as a defensive coordinator, and then like this is why the Rooney Rule is like a good and it's like the gift and the curse.
Yes,
it's more
100%.
Good,
100%. Yeah, good stuff, man.
That's good. Hey, shout out to Barry. He sends in a $2 super chat. Just says Mike Tomlin is stepping down as coach. LeBartney sent in another one, $4.99.
Where the hell you been, man? Yeah, the show we said that, for crying out loud.
He says Swift is as strong as a wet paper bag, and we got 2 more. Shout out DeAndre Swift. What a stray to catch. But Nick, $4.99 super chat. He believes Sheila is saying she's not okay with Brad's sustained success approach. She wants a Super Bowl, and DeViro, who sends in another $4.99 super chat, echoes the same sentiment. I think this letter is saying, Brad, do something different.
Preach.
It could be.
One thing we'll do tomorrow, I'm gonna take a look at her open letter to the fan base every year. I want to see if it looked anything like this.
Nice.
Okay.
I look forward to that. Yeah. As always. Hope you do too. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, everybody.
Shout out.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.